Hey, it's John Gallucci Jr., President and CEO at JAG Physical Therapy. It's hockey season, and your little pros get big injuries too. Parents, play it safe. If your son and daughter sustain an injury, JAG Physical Therapy is prepared. Our licensed physical therapists, occupational therapists, and certified athletic trainers treat you at our state-of-the-art facilities. Our physical therapists are certified to treat all sports injuries, from youth leagues to the big leagues. Injuries can happen to anyone, and it's important that you get treated right away. We are an in-network provider with most insurance companies, including Medicare. When you get injured, we're ready at JAG Physical Therapy, and we look forward to cheering you on from the sidelines.
JAG is the only outpatient physical therapy and occupational therapy provider that serves the 5 boroughs, Long Island, Rockland, Westchester, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Schedule your visit today at jagpt.com. That's JAGPT.com.
Get back the life you love at JAG Physical Therapy.
Oh, baby, listen to that engine purr. John Montone, what are you doing in that Jeep from Ramsey? Todd, it's a new year, and I'm ready to start something new, like this brand new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4x4 with an incredible Ramsey lease of just $369 a month for 39 months. Two can play at this game. I'm going to start this new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4. And just think, you can lease one at Ramsey for only $279 a month for 27 months. Todd, I'm loving this Start Something New sales event at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. And now, I'm ready to start my new diet. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number SC360766. MSRP $47,495. VIN number TW201758. MSRP $53,500. $29.95 down payment plus tax, title, and registration. 0 security deposit. Expires 2/2/26.
Hey, New Jersey, now's the time to enroll in quality, affordable health coverage through Get Covered New Jersey. All plans provide free preventive care, coverage for prescriptions, emergency services, and more. Plus, 8 in 10 get financial help to lower monthly costs. If you have questions or need help enrolling, Get Covered New Jersey is here for you. Hurry, open enrollment is happening now. Enroll by January 31st at getcovered.nj.gov. getcovered.nj.gov.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
We're coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Nissan trucks and SUVs are built for next-level adventure. Too much gear? Dirt? Rock? Sand? Get in a Nissan truck or SUV and feel unstoppable. Whether you want to take your next level of adventure in the Frontier Dark Armor, the Pathfinder, the Armada, or the Rogue, you'll be ready for what comes your way. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to INMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 2/2/26.
Hey everyone, Boomer Esiason here. I've spent years on the field learning what really matters most: reliability, consistency, and trust. That's why I love Red Pocket Mobile. You choose from 3 major 5G networks. Plans start at just $10 a month and stay there. Plus, real customer care answers in under 2 minutes. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Allstate is Metro New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the tri-state area. We are by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So, switch to Allstate today, and you could save an average of $713 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
We're coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 30 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
From the 1010 Winds Traffic Center, I'm Greg Rice with the InjuryLawyer.com Fan Highway Patrol presented by the Rothenberg Law Firm. Demonstrations ongoing in Lower Manhattan. City-bound Brooklyn Bridge is a mess because of a lot of the street closures as soon as you get into Lower Manhattan. And wherever the protesters go, you're going to see the frozen zones and the rolling closures. You do have subway delays on the A, B, N, Q, R, and W trains, but the rest of the subways are fine. Subway's a whole lot better than driving through Lower Manhattan tonight if it's at all a possibility for you. City-bound George, stay with the lower level. Upper deck's an extra 20 minutes of traffic because of police work. West side, best you do out of town. 30 at the inbound Lincoln, 30 to 40 on from 11th, so stay with 9th. Holland is at least 45 minutes out of town. The inbound side of the Holland, extra 20 from the Skyway. The Newark Bay extension treats you a whole lot better. On the westbound Staten Island Expressway, still a mess right off of an already jammed Verizon all the way out to Victory Boulevard. Traffic is sponsored by Flushing Bank. I'm Greg Rice with the InjuryLawyer.com Fan Highway Patrol presented by the Rothenberg Law Firm.
If you are an athletic supporter, call now. 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Paramount Plus to stream every NFL.
McMonagle here with you on the last stop of the Carton Show as we take you till 7 o'clock. 888-808-1019. Obviously, if you're just tuning in, the breaking news of the day, Steve Tish, co-owner of the New York Giants, is named in released emails from the Epstein files. He had communications with Jeffrey Epstein where Jeffrey Epstein set him up with women for dates. There's several exchanges between May through September of 2013, and it is a very difficult story for the New York Giants. It's a very difficult story for the NFL. We talked about it, obviously, for the last hour or so, more than that maybe, where it's just anything related to Epstein is a And rightfully so, because, I mean, obviously do we even know everything that went on? But we understand how that island and what Jeffrey Epstein was a monster. And what we learn, anyone associated with him, is having a very tough time. And this for the New York Giants at this moment right now where they're trying to turn around the franchise. They just hired a head coach in John Harbaugh to lead this franchise out of the depths. Now, I know you could separate, as me and Craig were talking about, the football from this. And clearly I would expect a statement somewhat soon. I know it's a Friday night that this news is being released, which is beneficial to the Giants, I suppose. But by Monday, Steve Tish and the New York Giants are going to have some sort of statement. I would imagine Steve Tish taking a step back and some time off from being a day-to-day operational owner of the New York Giants. But look, we were just talking about John Harbaugh and saying the right things about beating the Eagles. He's taking over the franchise. He becomes the most important man in this franchise, as we've been talking about for the last 3 weeks. And I just wonder, maybe it's an easy one-off. He answers the question once, but this entire franchise, the NFL, as we mentioned, Goodell is going to have to do his once-a-year press conference and be asked about this. This is a ugly stain on the New York Giants, an ugly stain on the NFL. And to have the Epstein files connected to both the New York Giants, a premier franchise for the NFL, this is a story that's going to be part of the next talking points of this entire week leading up to the biggest game of the year. So it's hard to fathom. And again, I know the rush is to just say he's got to go. He can't be the owner of the New York Giants. And even it's hard not to feel that way. This is a icky, as Craig put it, disgusting story of someone who is, reaching out to what we know to be a awful human being in Epstein to help get dates. At the very least, that's best case scenario, is that he had a personal relationship with Epstein to secure women for purposes of dating. And that on itself is a terrible, terrible story for the New York Giants. So we'll continue to talk about that at 888-808-1019. We did talk about John Harbaugh and his comments about the Eagles, which I did love as a Giants story. They're still in search of an offensive coordinator. So much is going on with this franchise right now. This is the last thing anybody would need. And again, this is just for a franchise that is dealing with one owner dealing with cancer, obviously, and every time we mention that, we wish John Mara the absolute best. But they just did everything they could to secure this. This was a good time for the New York Giants. This was us talking about the Jets and their inabilities to function as a franchise, and they can't find a quarterback, and the coach is, bringing coordinators here, having meetings with them, supposed to finalizing deals, and then surprising them with, I'm calling the plays. They're hiring offensive coordinators defensive coordinators who are working on offensive side of the ball in many ways with Miami. Like, just a disaster of a franchise that has really a tough time even fathoming and them ever getting back on their feet as a stable franchise. It seems so hard to imagine. That's been the talk. The Giants doing all that. The Giants figuring out their way. The Giants solving all their issues. Ownership stepping up. Steve Tish himself flew out, sent his plane to pick up John Harbaugh. He was part of the process that got this going. John Harbaugh waxing poetic about the franchise and what it means and how he grew up, admiring them, and they're standing inside the NFL. Like, this has just been such a positive time. You got fans like me beating our chest, talking about playoffs are around the corner. The dark days are over. Everything's done. And yet we can't finish the week without a story that just is impossible to even comprehend right now. And we'll wait for more. And it's only been a handful of emails, again, from the time period of somewhere between May and September of 2013. But everyone's going to be asked what they knew, how they knew, when did they know, if they knew. What does this mean? Is he selling the team? Is he part of the team? Could the Koch family take over? Like, these are the talking points around the New York Giants now moving forward, as opposed to John Harbaugh talking about beating the Eagles, putting together a roster, working on their 5th overall pick, working on a coaching staff after their first choice at the offensive coordinator decided to take the head coaching job in Cleveland. Like, these are the things we were focused on. How are they going to put a staff together? But I feel good because it's still John Harbaugh. You got Jackson Dart. You got a franchise that's on the rise. And then you get this story that is clearly going to damper all of those conversations about this team. And now this is the major talking point of not only the Giants but the NFL, up until the Super Bowl. And we'll see. The Super Bowl is so big that it will take over that Sunday, but leading up to it, when everybody's on Radio Row pitching their products and talking about this, and everyone, every talking head for ESPN and NFL Network is having every guest on from here, to each coast, every team, every former player, doing all these press junkets and talking. Question is, what would you do? What would this mean for your franchise? How would you handle it? What does this mean for the NFL? What does it mean for the Giants? This is going to be a major talking point all week long when we have nothing to talk about football-wise, leading into the biggest game of the year, biggest television event of the year, everything. This is now front and center. I know it's good that it's on a Friday, but it's literally the week where everything's about football without football being played. The whole week is about the football leading into that game. Football, football, football. It's going to be the entire week. We'll break down the game at times. We'll talk about different things. We'll talk about May's injury. Apparently missed the practice, dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury. Like, we'll get into all that. How we feel about Sam Darnold actually having an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. Seattle now put their team up for sale after about to win a championship. Like, there's a lot of talking points, sure, and it's the Super Bowl week, and it's going to be football, 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 but there's no games to play, and we can only break down the game so much. We just had a full week of getting ready for this matchup. This is going to be a major talking point the entire week where it's all about football and yet no football being played. And the Giants, their owner, and Jeffrey Epstein are going to be linked together in every conversation. This is a disaster. 888-808-1019. Let's get to the calls. Mike in Eatontown, New Jersey. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, Chris? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. So my whole take on it is that we just don't have enough information. Is that we don't know if this girl was underage.
Correct.
So basically, it's
multiple girls, I believe.
Yeah. It's unethical, 100%. Is
Yes.
the guy a scumbag for doing that to his family? 100%. But at the end of the day, if there's no crime here, then it's just gossip. And, not to get political or anything, but there's a lot of names politically associated with him. And some people have outrage when it's one person, and they have no outrage when it's another person. So it's all the soup of the day or the flavor of the day or what to be angry about.
Well,
information has to come out.
Yeah, but here's the information we know. What do you think of Jeffrey Epstein as a person? What do you think about everything he's done? The owner of the New York Giants, or co-owner, was going back and forth about having women sent for him and set up for dates with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, he had a personal relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. That's a story. I agree with you, and we talked about it. There is no proof there's no evidence in these emails that have been released that any of these women were underage. There is no proof other than an email apparently where he is being invited to the island, but there are no emails or any evidence as of yet connecting him to actually going to the island. You're right. We don't know. And I said this before, and we talked about Robert Kraft and his issue at the massage parlor. Like, I hear what you're saying. There's no evidence. I don't know. I mean, I don't even want to say this, but there's no evidence of anything of that nature that are our biggest fears of anyone associated with Jeffrey Epstein. But he is his name is associated with the major villain of our time. Like, that's who he is right now. And the owner of the New York Giants can't deny that he was exchanging emails and saying things like, is my surprise ready? Can I get my surprise to take me to lunch tomorrow? Is my present in New York City? That's an email sent from Tish to Epstein. Is my present in New York City ready? Or is my present in New York City? Can I get my surprise to take me to lunch tomorrow? Now, again, lunch sounds harmless. I understand what you're saying, and we made that point. And I'm not saying, let's wait. Let's see if there are any more emails uncovered. Let's hear what he has to say about it. I'm not standing here in front of the mic saying Tish has to be fired. I'm just saying, like, it's a difficult story to get away from. And that is a name. This wasn't just, hey, we found emails connecting Steve Tish to hiring prostitutes, and that's all. Or whatever. Some unnamed associate has been providing him women. It's Jeffrey Epstein. There is a link. There is an undoubtable proof that the owner of the New York Giants had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. We'll have to wait. No doubt. You have to wait and see what's up. And it's not like he's being criminally charged, I don't believe. It's just emails that they uncovered now are being released. Scott in Allendale, New Jersey. What's up, Scott?
Hey, Chris. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you, buddy?
Good. It's an unfortunate situation. I have no connection to this man, and it's just a sad thing that he had to get involved with women at the age of 63 or whatever he was in 2013. I believe he was an unmarried man, but I do see, from what I heard, Chris, and I mean you and Craig talking about earlier, that most of these emails he was asking if they were pros, and it doesn't seem that he was hiring pros, but it doesn't take away the fact that the guy was probably a creep at his age looking for young women, and it doesn't excuse what he did. But would it be criminal, and would the NFL really be fining him or the Giants? I don't think the Giants did anything wrong, and the fact that he was in an NFL meeting could be the only real mark on this guy.
I get when we say that's the only thing. Like when you say the Giants didn't do anything wrong, I'm not saying I disagree with you. Let me just make it clear. But when you say the Giants, what do you mean?
No, well, I mean,
don't you mean the owner of who do you mean when you say the Giants? Who are you referring to?
So I mean, is the NFL going to fine the Giants, the organization itself?
No, I get that. But when you say they did nothing wrong, like who's they? If when you refer to the Giants, who do you mean specifically?
The team and not the owner. The owner, like when Kraft did what he did.
But isn't he the Patriots?
Giants.
Isn't he the Patriots?
But when the Patriots did what they did, it was actually the deflate gate and all the other things they did to cheat to win.
All right, so that's Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. That's what I'm saying. When you refer to the Patriots, you mean the quarterback and the coach, but you don't mean the owner? Like that's what I don't know where we draw the line necessarily, because the team had nothing, the Giants had nothing to do with it. No, the players, the staff, we understand that, but he's the owner of the team. Is he not the Giants? I don't know. I understand. And again, we don't know. And Robert Kraft was involved in something, not exactly the same, but similar. And believe me, I'm not jumping to any conclusions. I'm not saying anything. We have to find out more, and we'll see what's going on. But it's a tough story. My whole point is it's not going away. And it's going to be a talking point, and it's going to be difficult for him to avoid it. He's going to have to come out with a statement. He's going to have to take some time away from the team. And as of right now, we don't know. And you're right. In some of these emails, he's asking if they are professionals. And he gets told no on multiple occasions. I think the only one, no, I don't think there's ever a yes. There's one where it says not usually. But as I'm trying to read, listen. It's not so much necessarily about what he did or, should he be punished again. I don't believe this is a criminal thing. I don't believe he's been arrested obviously he hasn't been arrested. I don't think he's going to be arrested. I don't think that's the case, but it's a tough story to get away from if you are the head of a franchise, if you are co-owner of the New York Giants. That's all. There is no doubt he has a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. That is a tough thing to have on record. I mean, there's no doubting that, and that's not unfair. The co-owner of the New York Giants has a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. That alone is a very troubling story. Peter in Wanacue. What's up, Peter?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
Good. Thank you.
Just listening. News is a surprise, but first and foremost, I don't think he's a criminal for having a relationship
I don't think he's
a connection to them. I think it doesn't bear anything on the NFL right now. I think Deflategate is a little bit more disturbing to me, where it affects the outcome of games. This guy's just an owner. I know it doesn't look good, but to me, I can care less. And it's sort of like when I found out Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. Like, I thought it was funny. I'm not Hillary, so to me, it didn't make a difference.
That's a relationship. I don't know. I don't even want to get into that. We all know what happened there. It's a relationship between two consenting adults. The problem was the president lied about it or misrepresented himself about it. He's getting women from the Ukraine and from, wherever. He's getting women for dates through Jeffrey Epstein. Again, I agree with you. Like, is the idea that the playing field being level on the actual field more of an issue for the NFL? Sure. If there was a proof that there was a cheating scandal or referees were throwing games or I suppose that's more to the direct nature of the game and the heart of the sport. This is an owner doing something troubling. That's all. But it's a New York Giants story. It's an NFL story. They're going to be inundated by questions about it. This is not just another name. That's the thing. Everyone in this, it's been a major talking point in this country about when these files are going to be released, if they're going to be released, how many are going to be released. This isn't just, hey, the owner of the New York Giants was caught somewhere. Hey, the New York owner, the owner of the New York Giants was doing some bad things, or the owner of the New York Giants was, seen at this place. Like, he's in the Epstein files. Evan in Sparta. What's up, Evan?
Hey, what's up, C-Mac?
What's up?
Hey, first off, congrats on the new gig, man.
Thank you very much.
Much deserved. Hey, listen, whatever the situation is, whether it's just a matter of how bad it is. Either way, it's bad no matter how you spin it. This guy should not be our owner. Can the NFL actually force him to sell his shares in the Giants? Can they force him out?
I believe.
And then one last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm saying I believe they can if they deem it that severe a incident and that detrimental to the league. I believe they can. I don't know. We're just finding out the story. I don't know how the NFL views it. We're going to have to wait and see until the NFL makes a statement and the Tishes and the Giants make a statement.
I remember with the Clippers, Sterling, I think his name was, they forced his ass out of the league. It seems like no matter what the scenario, this is not a good look, whether they were underage or not, and this guy should not be in the league.
Well, he's going to have to take some time away. We know that. Like, he's going to have to step away as the owner of the New York Giants for a while. I don't know what that means exactly or in what manner, but again, he's associated with someone who is deemed, for good reason, unacceptable to be associated with in many ways. And we're going to find out. And specifically for this, these emails don't indicate them, being in a bowling league together. And not to make light of it, but I'm just saying, like, these are the allegations. These emails speak directly to the worst part of Jeffrey Epstein. Like, it is a damning story considering how we as Americans have been on this topic for a long time. Joe in Rockland. What's up, Joe?
Hey, C-Mac. How you doing?
Good. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. First off, congrats on the show.
Thank you.
The show with Craig. Well, no, of course. Love listening to you.
I appreciate that.
So this might be a controversial take, but I'm going to be honest, especially by the time the next NFL season starts, this Epstein Tish thing is going to be like it's not going to be a story. You know what I mean? Nobody cares what their owners do by the time the next football season starts.
Maybe through the draft and everything. And again, we just got this. That we're gonna get comments from Steve Tish. I would think we're gonna get comments from the Giants. We're gonna get comments from the NFL, and then we will see whether or not it's a story with legs. I have no idea. You might be right. Football is king. I don't know if anyone I can tell you just from viewing social media right now, which again is not everyone, and isn't always the best place to get a judge on how a fan base or a group is thinking. But I can tell you right now, Giant fans it's not what you would want from your owner. Do we care personally? Do we know that these people are human with personal lives and make mistakes and do things we wouldn't necessarily approve of? We all understand that. But this is a different, again, I don't know how it is such a unique, this is not a typical, if this was just emails uncovered between Steve Tish and John Doe, this story isn't this. If it's just, again, what happened with Robert Kraft, he's found at a massage parlor, whatever, there's a trial, there's a case, there's video is not allowed to be shown and everything else. But we know what happened there. This is a unique situation with one of the more infamous names in the country's arguably recent history. Calling for these emails and finding out who are the people who had email exchanges just like this one have been what many of the American people have been clamoring for a long time. This goes beyond football. It goes beyond these exact type of emails and who had these exchanges with Steve Tish is not a football story. It is a nationwide story that the American people, most of the American people want to get to the bottom of. It's an ugly story to be attached to. This is a tough day for the New York Giants, and we will wait. Again, I'm not clamoring for anything. I'm not standing on high saying he needs to be gone, this, that. I'm just saying we'll wait, but this is not good, and I don't know if the story goes away for the New York Giants anytime soon. Next year, maybe. Through this next week where the NFL is on board and everybody's talking all day long live from Santa Clara, all day. This is going to be a topic of discussion nonstop for at least the next week. We'll see you after that. 888-808-1019. McMonagle here with you on the last stop of the Carton Show. Got you till 7 o'clock right here on The Fan.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
They both were dealing with the chaos that is created playing on the road in those two particular stadiums.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. And The Fan, always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio app.
Is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
For my tennis fans that stayed up all night, boy, was that an all-time treat. Alcaraz, battling cramps, blew a 2-set lead and was about to be sent home, then wins 4 games in a row against Zverev, who chokes again. And then Djokovic, a 9-1 underdog against Sinner, who he hasn't sniffed beating in their past few meetings, wins an epic 5-setter that lasted over 4 hours. If Joker could beat Sinner, he can beat Alcaraz in the final as well. And I'll be rooting for the GOAT to get slam number 25. I'm Pat Boyle.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex saline from Vicks.
Sinex saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultrafine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report.
No big, just a loose gas cap.
And gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
It's been over 7 years since Pastor Billy Richards was treated successfully for prostate cancer by Perlmutter Cancer Center, the world's #1 cyberknife program. After 5 treatments in 1 week, Pastor Billy went right back to leading his Brooklyn congregation.
CyberKnife was truly a blessing for me
my family, and my ministry. If you have prostate cancer, I urge you to look into CyberKnife.
For an appointment, call NYU Langone's Perlmutter Cancer Center at 833-1-CYBER. That's 833-ONECYBR.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store, and they'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into a paper airplane headed to see you never. AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, their best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So just bring your bill to your local Verizon store, and they'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metrics Root Score Report 1/8/2025. Results may vary. Must provide a postpaid customer mobile bill within the past 45 days and the name of the person redeeming the bill. Additional terms apply.
Injured? Don't be a whiner. Call me, attorney Mark Miner. I'm Mark Miner, and I have over 30 years of experience handling personal injury cases. If you or a loved one has been injured in an accident, don't whine. Call 1-800-LAW-LINE. You can trust that the personal injury law firm of Zalman, Schnerman, and Miner will treat you with respect and fight for your rights. Don't whine. Call 1-800-LAW-LINE for a free consultation. Our goal is to transform your pain into payment. If there is no recovery, there is no fee. We handle all types of accident cases and value the opportunity to help you. The sooner you call, the better. If you are injured, call 1-800-LAW-LINE so we can discuss how to transform your pain into payment. Don't be a whiner. Call Zalman, Schnerman, and Miner at 1-800-LAW-LINE.
Zalman, Schnerman, and Miner, personal injury attorneys.
Don't whine. Call 1-800-LAW-LINE. That's 1-800-LAW-LINE.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From the 1010 Wins Traffic Center, I'm Greg Rice with the InjuryLawyer.com Fan Highway Patrol, presented by the Rothenberg Law Firm. Trouble continues on Manhattan's east side. Traffic is sponsored by the Rothenberg Law Firm. The southbound FDR crawling from the 130s down to 71st Street, very heavy exiting traffic. And then from the Queensboro down towards East 6th Street, the southbound FDR at a standstill again with a crash. Northbound FDR Drive loaded up right now, getting up towards the area of East 14th Street. West Side Highway going to be much better for you in either direction. Citybound George lowers a little better than the upper. The west side, the best of it out of town. Lincoln Tunnel 20 in, 15 out. 10 to 15 home at the Holland. Inbound Skyways a mess. Newark Bay is better. Keep in mind, hundreds, if not thousands, of demonstrators still marching throughout Manhattan. If you've got to be driving through the city tonight, subways are going to be better. Yes, you've got delays on the 235 AEF, QR, and W trains, but still the subways are going to be a better idea. Injured in an accident, you need help. The Rothenberg Law Firm. Lawyers that have built a legacy of victory over 5 decades, winning billions for their clients. The Rothenberg Law Firm. Call 1-800-624-8888 or visit InjuryLawyer.com. I'm Greg Rice with the InjuryLawyer.com Fan Highway Patrol, presented by the Rothenberg Law Firm.
The home of Super Bowl 60 on Westwood 1 is WFAN.
Warmer anytime soon, Paul? Because I can't remember, and I know I tried to say this the other day, and Craig's like, we're not talking weather, okay? It's cold in January. I get it. I can't remember starting my car this many days in a row and seeing single digit. Like, I can't remember this much cold for this long a stretch. And the icicles on my house are like 5 feet long, 6 feet long, hanging off my house. It's crazy.
Yeah, this has been a brutal stretch of winter, and we've had a pretty easy last few winters. To be fair, this has been a brutally cold stretch. I think next week it does get to the mid-30s.
And it doesn't mid-30s next week?
Mid-30s next week.
And I thought, maybe I'm wrong, and because this is so brutal cold, I thought maybe even though we got a touch of snow here or there, I thought like November through December was kind of mild too. I don't remember it being all that cold. It felt somewhat mild. But man, January has just been freezing cold and too significant, at least up by me. I know everyone got pounded with snow this time, but a couple weeks ago I got pounded with snow as well. I got 2 significant snowstorms. It's not going anywhere. It's rock hard everywhere you go. It's just incredible.
Yeah, no, and
worried
again,
about pipes freezing every night.
Right, and normally, like you said, like it gets a little bit warmer, the sunshine, some rain, and it kind of gets the snow away. It has been so cold.
Yeah.
It has been so freezing the last week after this. We got, 8, 12 inches of snow that, this is what happens. It just sticks around everywhere, and it's blocking all the spots in the city.
I know I was able to find one today. I hope my wife isn't listening because I drove in without her. I wanted to surprise her by getting home early tonight. I might have just gave it away.
Really?
Yeah, I drove in. I had something to do early in the morning. I had to go pick up local honey from Craig, and I wasn't sure.
Local honey?
Yeah, I got some honey from Warwick. I wanted to get some local stuff, because it shows a little bit of care. I didn't just go to Pathmark. Geez, that was back to my Franklin Square days. I didn't go to. I lived right across the street from Pathmark on Franklin Avenue. Pathmark, Garden World, right there. If you guys know Franklin Avenue well, right on Oaks Drive, right across the street from Pathmark and Garden World. But shop right and just get normal honey. Like I wanted to get a nice, from a farm honey.
So what kind of flavors did you get?
I think it's just regular honey, but it's nice, expensive. Well, who cares about expensive? But nice local farm.
You said it was
supporting
different
the
types of
mom
honey.
and pop. Well, I meant more than not just like, I don't know, not just I didn't go to Pathmark. I didn't go to ShopRite and just pull it off the shelf. Like
you didn't get the honey there?
In a little bear. Yeah, like, no, this is like legit raw honey from a farm.
they could put some, boysenberry in it,
There
blackberry.
might have been some flavors. I just grabbed, I don't know what he likes. He only does, I got it because he uses it in hot water for his throat. I don't know if he wants boysenberry honey for his throat. You know what I'm saying? Just plain old honey. I asked him too, I don't know if you'll remember this. I asked him if he put lemon in it. Do you put lemon in your honey water as well? And he said, no, because I have, now it would have been sort of a kind of crappy gift because I have it in my cupboard. It's not like I'd buy it, but I have a very nice jar of Sicilian lemon honey that is delicious. Got it from Sicily. And although, I bought it in Sicily. It's not like I didn't, but I wouldn't have bought it specifically for him. It's just an extra jar we have in the cupboard. I was thinking about giving him that, but he doesn't use lemon. So I was like, and it's very lemony.
I'll take it.
No, you don't need it.
Why not?
It's not your birthday.
How do you? It doesn't
And you're
matter.
not a honey guy.
Oh, sure, I love honey. I love sweets. What are you talking about?
You're always looking for something.
I'm not. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. But no, I'll take it. If you want to give away honey, I will gladly take some honey.
I wasn't going to give away honey. I was going to get Craig something for his birthday. I know he loves honey, and I had this really delicious Sicilian lemon honey.
My birthday's coming up soon.
All right. You want lemon honey from Sicily?
Absolutely.
Okay.
In about 9 months.
Yeah. In about 9 months. Must be ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. David Robertson retired. There's another story that just happened. The final. What a transition. What a transition. Boom, right into David Robertson retiring. Pro. That's what they call me. Pro. David Robertson, the final member now of the 2009 championship. That's how long it's been, McMonagle. You shill. Haven't won a championship since 2009. Now there's literally no one left in baseball from that team. David Robertson retires. Very good reliever. Was the first one to really replace Mariano and did a pretty damn good job of it. No one's Mo, obviously, but he did a pretty good job. The Yankees, it's funny, too, when I think about this. The Yankees, when the core was going to eventually end, and we knew this run wasn't going to last forever of that team that was so great to us in the late 90s, early 2000s. And the two main Hall of Famers, obviously, the two Hall of Famers and the greatest of the players, Jeter and Mariano. And it always felt like, man, we are going to regret. Like, life without Mariano is going to be so hard to deal with. It's going to be impossible. How do you deal with it? Blah, blah, blah. And we said the same about Jeter, but I bet most people probably would have thought it would have been harder to replace Mo because Mo is the greatest. We all love Derek, but he's not the greatest baseball player to ever live. Right? You could argue he's one of the best shortstops, if not the best shortstop, but we know he wasn't one of the great hitters ever. He's a great hitter and a Hall of Famer. We all love him, but he's not Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Babe Ruth, even Aaron Judge, even Alex Rodriguez. Like, he's not that guy. We knew that. It was going to be impossible to get the leadership and captain and everything, but it really felt like, we're losing the greatest closer of all time. How will they ever replace him? And not that they ever did, because Mo's the best, but I would say I thought the Yankees did a better job at replacing Mo than I could have ever imagined. Like, if you go through the names, obviously last year was a disaster, and the bullpen, I'm not saying it's always been great, but David Robertson, then they go in, Miller. Betances wasn't necessarily the closer, but he was so great for them. Chapman had years. He had the end of the Chapman era wasn't great, but the couple of years with Chapman, like they've had a pretty good bullpen. The one thing even the Cashman haters would have to say, building the bullpen outside of last year has typically been pretty good. And it was amazing. And David Robertson was that first guy who had to replace Mariano. He did a pretty good job. And he comes back in 2007 in the trade with the White Sox. 2 separate runs, obviously, with the Mets as well. He was great for the Mets that year he was with them. So, and then he got some pieces for them when they traded him at the deadline. But David Robertson, done from baseball. High Sox, David, we'll miss you, bud. The pinstripes don't mean squat. Mm-hmm. That's what they say. That's what they tell me, apparently. 888-808-1019. Let's get back to the calls for the last few minutes of the last stop. Gil in the Palisades. What's up, Gil?
Oh, hi. Well, you answered you spoke about what I was going to talk about, because I was in Jupiter, Florida. I don't remember, it was 2020 or 2023 when Kraft got caught in the massage parlor there. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the outcome of that was.
No,
they
nothing.
Went with that.
Craig talked about it. I don't believe the NFL fined him. It was deemed, the videotape they had of him was deemed inadmissible in court, and I don't believe anything came of it, but I do believe, if I remember correctly, the video was released publicly, if I remember correctly. Like, TMZ had it, and so, like, we know it happened. It's not like you can't deny that it happened. If I'm remembering it correctly, like Kraft, there's no denying what happened there. That's it for me. Thank you to my man Paul Rosenberg on the other side. Thank you to my man Hoff. And, of course, Gallo as well. All of us will catch you back Monday at 2, and I will be with you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for a 5-hour show. So we'll see you then. Everyone, enjoy your weekend. Take care.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan. 101.9 FM.
I don't know how many text messages I got. Can we please kick a field goal? Can we please kick a field goal? Can we please take into account what the stakes are here, the way the teams are playing? Drake May did not play greatness.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
Oh, baby, listen to that engine purr. John Montone, what are you doing in that Jeep from Ramsey? Todd, it's a new year, and I'm ready to start something new. Like this brand new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4x4 with an incredible Ramsey lease of just $369 a month for 39 months. Two can play at this game. I'm going to start this new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4. And just think, you can lease one at Ramsey for only $279 a month for 27 months. Todd, I'm loving this Start Something New sales event at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. And now, I'm ready to start my new diet. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number SC360766. MSRP $47,495. VIN number DW201758. MSRP $53,500. $29.95 down payment plus tax, title, and registration. 0 security deposit. Expires 2/2/26.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. My home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
I hope that Alliance Orthopedics stands for the way healthcare should be performed.
Alliance Orthopedics COO Dr. Brian Aquaro on what makes Alliance Ortho New Jersey so special.
We have the team members, the ability, the passion to really become something that everybody else is not doing.
Alliance Orthopedics gets you better every day. Check the reviews. You will restore function and reduce pain quicker at New Jersey locations near you.
And I want patients to look at us and say, like, you have to go there because these guys are doing it right.
Experience getting better every day at AllianceOrtho.com.
At Town Fair Tire, New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, you get it all. The guaranteed lowest price, the most free services, and we accept all valid rebates from any manufacturer and from our competition. Yes, we accept them all, even competitor rebates. Town Fair Tire, New England's largest discount tire dealer, now with over 120 stores from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
At Odyssey, we believe in creating a diverse and inclusive workforce. We also value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be notified of all our open positions. That's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for all our listeners, please visit odysseyinc.com/careers for a list of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
The home of New York Giants football, The Fan.
Runs out of the tackle, down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
1019 FM WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station. It's KM to AM on WFAN.
Sports Radio 1019 FM. The Fan. WFAN.
Yeah, let's rock one. New York City, you got me for the next 2 hours and 19 minutes. Keith McPherson on The Fan, a KM to PM. A KM to PM, not going into the morning, not going to midnight, but we here. Friday night in New York City. 888-808-1019. Hit my line one time. We're on the YouTube if you want to watch. Yay, we hit 100,000 subscribers. Last week I was pushing that hard. Last week I was trying to be on while we hit 100K. I think we gained like 200-300 that night. Anyway, milestone hit. Shout out to our digital team working hard. Like I said last week, you would not know it's only a handful of guys that put out all that WFAN content. The numbers are going up. Subscribers, followers, views, clicks, and all of that. Shout out to Positive Tommy, Mr. Clicks. Tommy, the nickname's got to be Tommy Takes because his takes are taking. Anyway, let's take it away. I know you guys have probably heard about this story that just came out. And I'll start with it, and then we will move on from it with Tish and the breaking news around Jeffrey Epstein. I can't even talk about it, and I don't want to talk about it, but you can't bury the lead. It's news. Convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein connected to New York Giants chairman and co-owner Steve Tish with multiple women. According to newly released emails, Tish received scouting reports on women from Epstein, and the two men discussed whether women were pro or civilian or a working girl. The emails sent in 2013 were among more than 3 million Epstein-related documents that the Department of Justice released Friday. There are also emails between Epstein and women who wrote about their encounters with Tish. Not great, not good, not what anybody wants to hear. And, what I'll say about it, I'm not about to have a 2-hour show on it. I'm not going to spend more than the next 2 minutes on it. I'm just going to get it out of the way. The timing of this is interesting. A Friday news dump. We're heading into the Super Bowl. We're heading into the Pro Bowl. Heading into, this week where everybody's going to be talking about the NFL and football, and then also coming off of the last 2 weeks, the high of John Harbaugh being hired as the Giants' next head coach. This certainly rains on the parade, puts a damper on the party, and I would assume that Tish is going to I'm not going to assume anything. It's not for me to assume, and I don't know. We'll keep to the facts and the details, but that news is out there. If you listen to Big Mac and Craig and you just listen to Big Mac, like you heard it. And if not, go back in the free Odyssey app and, just hit a quick Google search and see what you could find. But, I did want to speak on the Giants tonight. I want to speak on everybody tonight. It's all on the table tonight. I want to speak on all of these New York teams because I feel like the bar for our New York teams is high, it's low, it's high, it's all over the place. The bar for the Giants now is back to the Super Bowl, playoffs, Super Bowl. And I get all the excitement. And I also see that John Harbaugh is filling out his staff. I caution you to just, crawl and walk before you full-on sprint to the Super Bowl. And give John Harbaugh a chance to build out his staff and continue doing things to change the team. This news today is certainly going to change the team, might even change the ownership. But what I wanted to talk about first is Todd Monken going to coach the Cleveland Browns. I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a hit. I don't think that you lost anything. I think that we all assumed that Todd Monken was going to come over here from Baltimore and follow John and be his offensive coordinator. Todd Monken is about to be 60 years old. Jackson Dart is the youngest quarterback to play in the NFL this year. I feel like you need a guy that's going to speak his language. I feel like we saw a little bit of a difference in him when he lost Brian Dable. He needs a guy to get in his corner. He needs a guy to be in his foxhole. He needs a guy that can go to war with him, and I think that guy is Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury's 46, and Cliff Kingsbury comes over from the Washington Commanders, and I think he thought he was going to get another head coaching opportunity. As you know, he was head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. I think he can get another head coaching opportunity, and I think that goes through New York. This is a guy who coached Patrick Mahomes in Texas Tech, Kyler Murray in Arizona, Jaden Daniels in Washington. I think he would be great with Jackson Dart. I think they would cook. I think that he'd be step by step with him in practice, in his ear, and I think you'll see that growth that you want to see from Jackson Dart as far as him knowing when to get down, slide, get out of bounds, throw the ball away and not take a hit. I feel like Cliff Kingsbury is the type of guy that should be in conversation. But obviously you've got Jim Bob Cooter. And with a name like Jim Bob Cooter, who wouldn't want Jim Bob Cooter to come through? Who wouldn't want to see Jim Bob get the offensive coordinator job? Or the nepotism that is Charlie Weiss Jr. That picture floating around of Charlie Weiss's kid with a headset on the field as a teenager. And supposedly Jackson Dart put in a good word for his former college coach. But I believe there's reports out there that Charlie Weiss Jr. is all good, and I bet he's all good with Lane Kiffin and LSU. I bet he's straight. He's going to go to LSU with Lane Kiffin and try and win there, and he's got a long coaching career ahead of him. Don't be surprised to see his name pop up as the next head coach of some NFL team in 4 to 5 years. 888-808-1019. We'll talk Giants, but if you want to talk the football part of the Giants, Wan'Dale Robinson, they're saying reports are reporting to Wan'Dale Robinson most likely coming back, and I think that also helps Jackson Dart. I think that's a guy that you bring back because they already have a rapport. I think that Wan'Dale doesn't want to go anywhere, and he had the success that he had here. He's going to, try and duplicate that. And as we're talking about the success that the Giants had here, and, when I talk about the bar and what's expected of the Giants, the Jets are a perplexing Pegasus. They are confusing because I know they're trying to win, but I think doing what they're doing, they're going to lose. And that wouldn't be too far-fetched for the Jets to just absolutely lose out and tank and mess things up. But it's an absolute mess. Today I wake up and I see John Gruden goes on the radio in Tampa, and he plays it right. John is smart. John probably is never getting another opportunity to coach in the NFL. But instead of going on the radio in Tampa and spilling the beans and saying who he talked to and who called him, because, obviously right here on WFAN all week, there was a lot of talk about this is Woody Johnson. Aaron Glenn called him. I know Craig has some information. I know Evan opened the show earlier this week about, John Gruden being the next in line to be the head coach of the Jets. I doubt that. I say believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, especially in this internet time, especially in this AI time, especially in this fake news time, especially when you don't know what is what on any of these social platforms. That made me think about, I just saw a terrible story about John Sterling on Facebook. Somebody tagged me in, and I made sure to write on it, this is fake. Facebook is monetized, so people will write stupid stories. I also saw Dave Sims' name in a stupid story that was not true. Facebook is monetized, so when these people make these Facebook pages, they will come up with these ridiculous stories about someone that everybody knows in the Yankee community. I've seen it happen a bunch of times, whether it was Paul O'Neill, I think David Cohn, Willie Randolph. And shout out to Willie coming back to the Yes Network. But what I'm saying is you can't believe these things that you read, and a lot of people do. And a lot of people are cooking up fake stories because they're getting paid per click. Somebody is anonymously behind a Yankees Facebook page and putting out a story, and they're getting a check for that. That's got to get cracked down on. But you know what needs to be cracked down on? The Jets, Woody Johnson, Aaron Glenn, and what goes on. Because if Wink Martindale was supposed to be signed, sealed, delivered, supposed to be on his way here, a guy that was just here with the Giants that knows his way around here, a guy that also knows his way around defenses in the NFL, why would you pivot to Aaron Glenn calling the plays? And it's funny because we just saw Rob Saleh and Rob Saleh's family of 9. I can't stop looking at the pictures of Rob Saleh's kids. I never saw a picture of him, his wife, and all of his kids with the Jets. They had those kids on a jet. They had those kids all dressed up for his press conference. Him and Brian Dable now in Tennessee, Nashville. They got a brand new stadium coming in the next couple years. Don't be surprised if in that division, the former Jets head coach, the former Giants head coach figure it out. But Rob Saleh talked about not calling the plays and just being the timeout and red flag guy. Well, Aaron Glenn struggled to be the timeout and red flag guy. Now you're going to put the responsibility on him to call the defensive plays as well, thinking that that would give him less to manage in game? I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. But I think it is a good idea, right? Because this is where I say it's a perplexing Pegasus. The Jets should be trying to lose. Fire Aaron Glenn. Get the number 1 pick. Find your next head coach and draft your future quarterback. You know the number to dial if you want to talk about the Jets. I mean, the Jets continue the jet. No one can out-Jets the Jets. So where's the bar for them? There is no bar for them. The bar is lower than ever. After the season they just had, everybody's looking at the future saying, hey, look at all these quarterbacks coming out. They don't even have a quarterback today as is. We're talking about everyone from Deshaun Watson to Geno Smith coming back. Yeah, if you want to tank, bring Geno back. Kyler Murray. You know, they put out a video of Garrett Nussmeier and Diego Pavia at the Senior Bowl. Are they going to draft one of those guys? What are they going to do with that number 2 overall pick? Trade back. But it's a mess. And they hire Brian Duker, who I've never heard of. And I don't know everybody in the NFL. I get on the radio and I tell you guys all the time, I don't know everything. Maybe you know more than me. That's why you dial the number. You educate me. We educate each other. I've never heard of Brian Duker. He was with the Dolphins. I don't know if you're trying to poach anyone from the Dolphins coaching staff. But he has a rapport with Aaron Glenn because they were together with the Lions. Okay, I feel like they defaulted into the only guy that's going to take the defensive coordinator job with Aaron Glenn calling the plays for the Jets. So All I can say is hold tight, Jets fans. And I know it's not fun. I know you probably want to get off the ride, but this is going to be a year that's going to test you, right? Because it could turn around where you do fire AG after next year. He was in over his head. I was going back and forth with some people. He's completely in over his head. Now I think he's in over his head because he kicked Steve Wilkes to the curb and the defense got worse. Tanner Engstrand was supposed to be his guy, his handpicked offensive coordinator from Detroit, and now he's not calling the plays. Frank Wright, if you want to come home, it'll be a great story. Frank Wright, if you want to get back in the NFL, come on down. But you know, just as well as I know and everybody else listening knows what you're dealing with Woody Johnson and those Jets. Anyway, the bar. Where's the bar at for the Knicks? Well, the bar is as high as it's ever been for the Knicks, right? Championship or bust. James Dolan sat right here in this studio on the Carton Show and said that they expect to hang a banner, not the NBA Cup banner, the NBA Finals banner, Champions banner. What? Well, it's funny because I don't think you need Giannis. I don't think you need to keep changing things. You got this far. The Knicks have been good now for a solid 4 or 5 years, it seems. Yeah. This is one of the best runs consistently since the 90s. You know, I understand fixing things that need fixing, but Giannis is not the answer. Trust me, I'm a Giannis hater. I'm in here wearing a Brooklyn Nets shirt for you guys on YouTube that don't know what this shirt is. This crown is Basquiat from the City Edition jerseys a couple years ago. Anyway, I'm a Nets fan. You know, Giannis is a dirty player. He didn't give Kyrie space to land. Kyrie cranks his ankle. And then the NBA manufactures a run to the finals for Giannis to win that year. I forget who else got hurt that year. Did Trae Young get hurt that year? Somebody else got hurt that year. I got to go back and look. I just felt like everything was lining up for Giannis, right? Because he stayed with the Bucks. Even though they built a somewhat super team around him, they acted like it wasn't a super team. He had great talent around him. And they love their international darlings in the NBA. Go look at all the top players. We're going to see USA versus the world. But listen to me. Giannis has the calf injury, which is going to lead to an Achilles. Giannis is over 31. Giannis is running dunk man. Giannis needs the ball in his hands. Giannis is not the answer. He's a bull in the china shop, and I don't know how that's going to work with the pieces you have, and I don't think you have the pieces to trade for him anyway. So be good with that. You got Karl Anthony Towns pouting. His feelings are hurt. Big guy. The big guy's feelings are hurt. Okay. Toughen up, son. This is the NBA. You've been traded before. Mikal Bridges had a moment of clarity. Maybe, right? I was in Brooklyn. Maybe if I want to stay here and not get traded again, like maybe I got to be more coachable, do what coach is asking me to do what the organization wants me to do. I don't want to leave. I don't want to go to the Portland Trail Blazers. Coming up, Friday Night Knicks on my screen. The Portland Trail Blazers are in town to face the New York Knicks. And then King James, Sunday, King James and the Lake Show. It's not much of a show, but it's a hot ticket if you want to go see that show. 888-808-1019. The bar for the Knicks is so high, but it's funny, right? Because like you want the Knicks to win the championship this year, get to the championship this year, nothing less. And you want to keep changing everything, right? We don't need Dante DiVincenzo. We don't need Julius Randle. We don't need IQ. We don't need RJ Barrett. You know, we need Mikal Bridges. Give up all of our assets. We need Cat. We need OG. Tibbs got us this far. Tibbs is a dinosaur. Go get anybody. Go ask for everybody's coach. Mike Brown will do. And so if you keep changing things and tweaking things, you become such a different version of yourself that like was on the trajectory to win. And that brings me to my last take here and thought about the New York Yankees. You know, last time I was on, I tried to talk some of y'all down. I'm not going to do that tonight. Last time I was on, I definitely said we got a lot of crybaby fans. We got a lot of spoiled fans and a lot of young Yankee fans that never went on a championship run, never started a season from opening day and watched the Yankees go on to win the World Series. We are the champions. Play Frank. Yankees win. The Yankees win parade. And I get it because it's been 16 years. But I don't think the Yankees get that. You know, I was telling you guys to applaud the Cody Bellinger signing because they got Cody Bellinger at the price they wanted, even though it's going to cost them some like $48 million against the luxury tax this year. They got Cody Bellinger at the deal they wanted. They didn't go to 8 years, 7 years. They didn't go to 36, 37 million. They told Scott Boras, this is the deal. We're not bidding against ourselves. We know nobody else is paying Cody Bellinger that. Take it or leave it. And Cody was ready to get ready for camp, and so he took it. Joel Sherman couldn't believe it. How about Joel Sherman? Joel Sherman. We need the Joel Sherman drop. I didn't understand like this week being the time to use the potty mouth, Joel. You were the one that put out the article in the beginning of this offseason saying that the Yankees would stay under a $300 million payroll, which was incorrect. But when you put that out there, people believe it, and people start saying, oh, the Yankees aren't going to spend. Trent Grisham, oh, he took $22 million. They're not going to improve this team. But here we are, back to improving this team. Run it back. They're running it back. The Yankees are running it back, and I talked myself into, hey, there's no Devin Williams. There's no Luke Weaver. There's no Jonathan Loaizaga. There's no Mark Leiter Jr. There's no Carlos Carrasco starting games. No Marcus Stroman starting games. No Pablo Reyes at third. No Oswald Peraza at third. No Yorbit Vivas getting thrown out at third by Ronald Acuna Jr. from deep right field. I was talking myself into like this team, the core of this team running it back, they're good. When you go to Fangraphs and you go to 2025 and you click on team batting, the Yankees are at the top. They scored the most runs. They hit the most home runs. I talked myself into, you know what? They are a good team. And they were one game away. Think about all the games that they threw away. They got swept by the Marlins for the first time in history. They went to Cincinnati and lost to the Reds. Jazz getting thrown out of games. Jose Caballero getting thrown out of games. Like, I'm trying to think back to like some of the little stupid losses that they had, whether it was putting DJ LeMahieu at second base and playing Jazz out of position. You know, one game could have changed their fate, but it didn't. And that's where the Yankees live. You know, the Yankees fall asleep at night and they sleep well because they go to this dreamland of if. Brian Cashman, Aaron Boone, they go to this dreamland of if we only won one more game, then we win the division. If we could have just got that one game, that would have been us in the World Series. If. You guys know about if. If my aunt, you guys know about if. I can't keep living in this theoretical, hypothetical if world that the Yankees live in. So some of you did pull me back down with you. Because after the Cody Bellinger press conference, where Cody Bellinger literally says this, he says that he loves the group, and that's what I said too, right? They're leaning into chemistry. He talked about they had great chemistry and literally said, I'm excited to run it back with those guys, and I'm fully confident in the group. Okay, that's a player in the clubhouse. Those are his friends. When you play baseball, you spend more time with those guys than you do with your family for 8 months. I get that. But he said that in the press conference. And then when the media kicked it back to Brian Cashman, Cashman had to fight it. Don't pss on my head and tell me it's raining. I swear the Yankees love to do that. They love to do. The Yankees love to tell the media and fans what your eyes are seeing is not what our eyes see. We've got advanced metrics that tell us IKF is a plus defender. Anthony Volpe's elite. Josh Donaldson was MVP. Like, we could go through this, even with medical stuff. When they ran Anthony Rizzo out there, DJ LeMahieu out there. They played all these games. They ran Volpe out there with a torn labrum. He couldn't hold on to the bat. They had a easy out to say he's hurt. We're going to put him on the IL, and they wouldn't do it. What you're seeing is not what we're seeing. 888-808-1019. So here we go again. Brian Cashman, when asked about running it back, I think he took offense to the term running it back. Don't. Own it. Take accountability and say, yeah, we like the team. We feel good about the team. So what? We don't need Kyle Tucker. Where's he going to play? We don't need Bo Bichette. We didn't see him as a shortstop. We didn't need Tatsuya Imai. We've got enough pitching depth and depth coming back. But that's what he leans into. He says it's not the same roster. Obviously, no 2 years are alike, Brian. You can never have exactly the same roster, but the core of this team, the lineup is pretty much the same. When you go back to Yankee Stadium and see those guys standing in their spots, that's the same. And I even talked myself into, hey, for so many years, they had so many different lineups. maybe now they'll have a consistent lineup. This is a good thing. But when Cashman says, I disagree that it's the same team running it back, not afraid to run with the quality and talented roster of players that we do have. I think we've been consistent with that throughout the winter. I've been pretty open. This is a quote that is traveling and making its rounds. I've been openly willing to challenge anybody that we don't have a championship caliber roster and team. Brian, we're not trying to win debates. We're trying to win the World Series. 888-808-1019. I got to the point after that where I'm like, wow, I'm reminded they're going to on your head and tell you it's raining. And there's this like, if you remember when Cashman went out to Arizona and Joel Sherman again got in his face and they had a back and forth and he said, I think we're pretty effing good at this. Like that told you. And then he used the same terms about our young guys getting their sea legs. I'm like, that's what he said about Volpe 2 years ago. And he said Volpe was just getting his sea legs and wait till he crushes it offensively and we're still waiting. Just like we're still waiting for another championship. So like, I get it. You have the third highest payroll in baseball. I get it. You spent that money. But the Yankees thinking that they're better than they are has failed for the last 16 years, and I hope that they're finally right this time. I hope that this is the year that they're finally right. I hope that guys don't get hurt in the World Baseball Classic. I hope that Cole comes back and he's got a robo arm. I hope Rodon comes back and he's better. I hope Volpe comes back with a chip on his shoulder. I hope these guys gel, and we've got Oswaldo Cabrera and Ahmed Rosario and Jason Dominguez on the bench, and these guys get an opportunity, and Cam Schlittler is as good as we've seen. And Will Warren takes a step forward, and Luis Heel figures it out. You know what I'm saying? I hope, because if not, if they stumble or they come out of the gate slow and they don't have enough right-handed bats and they're expecting J.C. Escar to be the backup catcher and they're not good right away, it gets loud, it gets toxic, and I know fans are always going to be in the stands. But Yankee Twitter, it's a nasty place. And there are some jaded fans that have had it with the organization. I know. I was listening to Chris Rose say that, Yankee fans have first world baseball problems. But that's okay. We don't live in the world that you guys live in Cleveland, Ohio. Keith McPherson on the Fan in New York. We're 25 minutes in. 888-808-1019. Hit my line one time. We'll be right back.
The home of Super Bowl 60 on Westwood 1 is WFAN.
Jackson Smith in Jigma with a diving two-hand catch for 6.
The Patriots will face the Seahawks for the Lombardi Trophy in Santa Clara on February 8th.
To the end zone!
Get insight and the latest breaking news about the biggest game of the year here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always playing on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
Hey, New York business owners, it's Tiki Barber. Are you looking to earn extra money? Of course you are. When your business partners with Amazon Hub Delivery, you simply drop off packages to Amazon customers in your neighborhood. Sign up at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Now's the time to score quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. Every plan includes free preventive care prescriptions, emergency services, and more. And 8 in 10 people get financial help. Visit getcovered.nj.gov.
Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. And I mean nobody. So if you're looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price, get to Town Fair today. Michelin winter tires offer a shorter stopping distance on ice and snow, along with predictable handling in cold, dry, and wet wintry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price and free services for life on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Visit your local Kia dealers to discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. It's the perfect balance of quality, dependability, power, and style. Learn more at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
It's Dunkin's World and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee. Whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself. Because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions. Participation in times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
supply. Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Sense is a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Feeling lucky? With the Mega Millions jackpot at $303 million, Mega Good Fortune could land on you next. Pick up a ticket for Mega Millions today. Available at any New Jersey lottery retailer.
MSC Cruises feel so stylish and European. Let's espresso and gelato.
Espresso and gelato? Those aren't verbs.
Yeah, on MSC Cruises they are.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm into the American stuff. Let's coffee and soft serve.
Sounds like a plan. Maybe later we can chaise lounge and espadrille?
I think you mean pool chair and flip-flop.
Cruise from $199 plus get up to $500 onboard credit and kids sail free. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
RU fans, it's basketball season. Make sure you catch all of the Scarlet Knights hardwood action this season on WFAN. Scarlet Knights basketball is presented by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together.
Hey, Boomer here. When the game's on the line, you need a winning play. And for electrical pros, that's Cooper Electric. With 70 locations all across the tri-state area and easy online ordering, my friends at Cooper Electric have the inventory and expertise to keep your projects moving. From tools to wire to lighting, Cooper is the playbook for pros who want to win every single job. Make the winning play. Visit cooper-electric.com today. That's cooper-electric.com. Cooper Electric, our knowledge is electric.
Oh, baby, listen to that engine purr. John Montone, what are you doing in that Jeep from Ramsey? Todd, it's a new year, and I'm ready to start something new. Like this brand new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4x4 with an incredible Ramsey lease of just $369 a month for 39 months. Two can play at this game. I'm going to start this new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4. And just think, you can lease one at Ramsey for only $279 a month for 27 months. Todd, I'm loving this Start Something New sales event at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. And now, I'm ready to start my new diet. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number SC360766. MSRP $47,495. VIN number TW201758. MSRP $53,500. $29.95 down payment plus tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. Expires 2/2/26.
It's Chuck Devine with SnowCountry.com. At Lowe's, Blueprint Takeoffs turn your blueprints into quotes faster. Bring your plans to the Lowe's Pro Desk and get help streamlining the estimating process. Another quick cold blast for Friday slowly loosens its grip this weekend and beyond, especially in the afternoon hours, so good days Saturday and Sunday to ski the best pack powder this season. Camelback on every trail in the Poconos, plus 42 snow tubing lanes and Mountain Creek going from 4 different peaks. Lots of terrain park features on their South Peak. Mount Peter celebrates their 90th anniversary on Saturday. They'll have a live DJ, torchlight parade, and fireworks. Both Mount Peter and Thunder Ridge got 1.5 feet this week. Bel Air and Wyndham got more than 2 feet. Gore Mountain in the Adirondacks, lots of cruisers with natural glades and moguls. They ride the gondola, and so does Whiteface with 25 miles of slopes. Stratton and Killington ride gondolas to virtually every powdery trail in Vermont.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
When this happened, you talked about it on The Fan.
I would like to introduce to you the next head football coach of the New York Giants, John Harbaugh.
We're here with one mission: to become, to earn the right to be called the world champions.
in New York.
When New York sports happens, talk about it here. The Fan, 101.9 FM and all.
Different people sit in the chair. I think Tommy does Sunday night to Thursday. And shout out to Tommy. Takes my only gripe with Tommy. He stole my green mic sleeve. I was rocking the green mic sleeve for years. And then I see Tommy taking off with it. I'm like, that's what it is, Tommy. That's the magic touch, the green mic sleeve. And I heard Evan today open up with some Icelanders. And I was like, wow, we're talking puck on the Fan. There's a lot of people that are like, Keith, you're the only one that talks hockey on the Fan. And I'm like, and I'm not Keithy Hockey. I'm the last one to even get into hockey. But, I rock with the Devils, first-class organization over there at the Rock, the Prudential Center. So even last night, when the Islanders beat the Rangers again, broomed them, I was watching Nico Hischier call game in overtime. Bang! Braden is in Summit, New Jersey with us first. Hello, Braden.
Hey, what's up, Keith? I just want to say that I missed you on the overnights. I always love listening to you, but I'm a huge hockey fan, like absolute ride or die. I'm going to 20 games a year for the Devils. I just wanted to ask you, I know that you're a Devils guy. I've talked to you about it once or twice before, but do you think that this is a playoff game?
I think it has to be.
Jack Hughes.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that they win a cup with this. I love Jack Hughes to death. I think he's an absolute superstar. I don't think they win a championship with him on this roster. And he's too injury prone and I mean, with the hand thing, I mean, I just can't. I
blame Frank the Tank for that. That was such a freaking nonsensical type of thing. And then even last night in the first period, he goes down, and I'm like, come on, bro. But they said it's not serious. He should be back probably in a week or two. He's got the Tate McRae injury right now. He bagged Tate McRae. She's too fine. He's having too much fun with Tate McRae walking the streets of Hoboken. But no, in all seriousness, the best ability is availability. And most Devils fans, as much as we love Jack Hughes, and he can be a beast at times, he's not available enough. And I don't want to say he's frail or fragile, but he is a little guy. And, I was live on the Fan during the Four Nations Classic, and I remember how small he came up there, and it made me see him in a little different kind of light. Like I don't know if he's like a man amongst men. I think he's a boy amongst men. And I see some Devils fans souring on him, but I still believe in him, and I believe this team has to make the playoffs. I think they're going to make a push. They just did make a nice little push over these last couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually I'm really glad that you brought up the Frank the Tank whatever with the Chicago cut thing.
Yeah, how does Frank the Tank get a dinner with the whole team? Why is Frank the Tank sitting with the Devils in Chicago at that? I don't know how that all came together, but he put some type of weird hex. Yeah. And then he's at the game last night with a bag on his head. They made him take the bag off his head and won it in overtime.
Yeah. I mean, I want to know what you think about this. So there was a rumor going around that there was some sort of mishap and the guys were having a little bit too much fun at that Chicago cut dinner, maybe tipping the elbow a little too much. But I've heard rumors that there could have been like an argument or something, and that's why the chemistry has been off, and that's why there's been
there were some issues with Dougie, but Jesper Bratt, like these guys, they got to keep these guys together. They just traded Andre Palat to the Islanders. I don't know who you want in the goal. You want Jake or Jacob in the goal, but this team has to make a push to the playoffs. Thanks for the call, Brandon. The Devils have to get to the playoffs. We got Paulie Pucks in here. You're about to talk about the Rangers. You're about to talk about Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank, I wonder if Frank knows. Frank would never say, but I wonder if Frank actually knows the inside story. It doesn't matter because Jack healed up from that hand injury, came back, and he's hurt again.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I actually went to the Devils game last night, and I think that
you were there.
A bigger deal is also Luke Hughes has an injury right now. They were going to move Dougie Hamilton, but they can't move Dougie now because Luke got hurt.
Right.
So the Devils have the Devils should be a lot better than they are right now. The Rangers gave up on the season. The biggest story in New York hockey is where Artemi Panarin gets traded and what the Rangers can get back for him. The Islanders are playing great. the Islanders are playing great, and Matt Schaefer is already, he's climbing up that, if Jack Hughes ever stayed healthy, most people would say that he's probably the most talented hockey player in New York.
We haven't even seen a full year of Matthew Schaefer, but no, I get it. All I hear is Matthew Schaefer, the Islanders. That's all I know. The Islanders have Matthew Schaefer and Madison Beer.
Right, and Devils have Jack Hughes and Tate.
And Livy Dunn. So ultimately, edge goes to the Devils. The Devils will face the Islanders February 5th this week coming up. I think in Newark. I got to get back over there. I've been watching. And they won like 4 out of 5. They've been on a decent run. People are waiting to talk about the other stuff because nobody cares about hockey, Boomer. Let's go to Rob in Stamford, Connecticut on the Fan. Rob, what do you got for us?
Hey, what's up, Keith?
What's
I got to say, I think that like this whole narrative about like the running it back being a bad thing for the Yankees is just like total nonsense. Like I think this team, for a couple of reasons. Like for one, they were the best offense in baseball last year, and I think as bad as like Volpe was hitting wise, at third base they must have been worse by the numbers.
Definitely worse.
Mix like Peraza and like Yorvit Vivas, whatever. And I think that they're better in that spot now. Like McMahon's all right, but I think in like a lefty-heavy lineup, like Rosario actually could be like a pretty big piece. And so I think that like if they're the same lineup, maybe better on the margins, but once again, already the best last year. And then also the pitching is just like deeper and more talented, and both like the rotation and the bullpen. And the bullpen was like kind of a disaster, honestly, last year, and it really cost them. So like I don't see. It's not like hugely different, but like they also like did get better, and once again, like they were already like so like such a talented rotation. Like they're a better team, but also like they were really good last year too. So I don't know why people are so upset about it.
Because we're tired of good. But I agree with you, Rob. Let me jump in here. Thanks for the call. We're tired of good. They need to be great. We're tired of seeing the greatness of the Dodgers. We're tired of seeing the greatness of the Toronto Blue Jays, who smacked the Yankees all year and then did it in the postseason, ended their season in the Bronx. Right now, this Yankees bullpen it's up in the air. We can't really count on anything. Like David Bednar, he's going to World Baseball Classic. Hopefully he comes out clean. But like, don't forget, David Bednar struggled at points in times of last year, supposedly with the Pirates. I wasn't paying attention to them, but they sent him down. He had to work on some stuff and come back. He was pretty good for us. But in his first full year as a Yankee closer, we hope and expect him to be lights out. We really hope him to be better than the combination of Devin Williams and Luke Weaver. But who else? Camilo Duvall, he was on an adventure until the postseason. That's why when Cashman's talking about we added some weapons at the deadline, what weapons? Like Jake Bird? We celebrated that deadline. I celebrated that deadline. In theory, that night they did what they needed to do. But like Ryan McMahon is not a weapon. He's a good glove. Ahmed Rosario is a bench bat, a player that's getting up there in age, is not really like Jose Caballero. I'm telling you, mark my words. Jose Caballero as your everyday shortstop is going to get old fast. You're longing for somebody else besides Anthony Volpe. But I think the temperament of Caballero and the type of player that he is, I already talked about him getting thrown out of games. He gets thrown out on the base paths. Like, don't let him have a couple errors. Like, he's not supposed to be anybody in Major League Baseball's starting shortstop that thinks that they're an elite team, in my opinion. And if you feel like he can be that, then why didn't you go back to him in the postseason when Volpe was struggling? 888-808-1019. I don't know. You say the rotation is better. Yes, in theory, Garrett Cole coming back. And even I heard them say they expect him to be back like earlier in the season. And I hope he ramps up and he can come. I don't know when. Is he back before Volpe? I don't think so. I mean, Rodon should be back before him. I hope Cole comes out with a robo arm, a brand new arm. But really, you just need postseason Cole. What about Stanton? Right? And I know that Stan only played 77 games last year. He wasn't here in the beginning of the year last year, and Ben Rice emerged. But aren't you a little bit worried about Ben Rice being your everyday first baseman? All of a sudden, Ben Rice is a Gold Glover at first base. Can he scoop the ball? I hope that's what he's working on every single day right now. There's still little things. Trent Grisham at $22 million. You got a return on investment at 5 that nobody saw coming. I do not expect him to match his production from last year. Definitely not making $22 million. Life's going to be different when them checks come in. He had a hamstring injury going into spring training last year, and then that flared up at points in times in the actual regular season. I've said this multiple times. I watched him. Shout out to the Terrace squad. Fresh Direct Terrace is right above the visitors' bullpen where you can see center field, and you can see sometimes he's not getting on his horse. He can't get on his giddy up to get to the gap, and I've seen some balls go over his head. I've seen him not, because he's very cool and casual, right? Everything's a can of corn for Trent Grisham. And then at the plate, he's home run, strikeout, or single. Doesn't hit a lot of doubles, no triples. And I don't see him hitting 34 home runs this year. I don't. I'm sorry. I would love it. I root for the laundry. I'm rooting for all of them to be super successful, have better seasons than last year. But somebody's due to regress. What's Austin Wells going to be? Congratulations to Austin Wells and his wife. Their child was born this week. Maybe he'll get some dad strength. But, like, I'm tired of living in this world of if. The Yankees live in this world of if we would have did this, we could have beat the Dodgers in the World Series. If we would have did this, we could have ran it back with the Dodgers and been the Blue Jays. It was a tiebreaker, right? They tried to cram at the end of the year against the White Sox and the Orioles, and they couldn't do it. But they go to sleep at night feeling good about themselves because they say, that's baseball, Susan. If. Maybe this year is the if year. No, if Judge throws the ball too hard, his elbow is going to start flaring up, and we saw what happened with that last year. I don't know. It's not so solid of ground as I feel like they walk on. Rich is in Brick, New Jersey with us next. Hello, Rich.
Hello, Keith. Nice to hear your voice again on the radio. Everything you said is spot on, 110% accurate. I'm trying to figure out, which New York sports team is trying to outclown the other one currently.
It's all a mess. Seriously. We're never winning anything because it's all over the place. Expectations, what they think of themselves,
mess.
What they think they need, what they don't need, what the fans want.
I mean, you touched upon something that no one ever talked about right now, and everyone's been keeping hush-hush. Judge is one throw away from having to have season-ending surgery. No one said that, hey, how's he doing now? Or what's going on with his health with his elbow.
Let me jump in with you. Brian Hoke did have a tweet about it this week where it gave me pause. He said something along the lines, and he said he's doing really well. I'm like, doing really well? He should be 100%. Doing really well, He said Aaron Judge is doing really well in his off-season throwing program. I'm like, he should be 100%. He didn't get surgery. And I don't know, does that not scare anybody that the MVP, who's another year older, that everybody in baseball wants to tell us he's due to break down at some point? That's part of breaking down. We're coming up on 10 years of Aaron Judge being up with the Yankees. He could have one hard throw like we saw last year where he grimaced and we all knew, but the Yankees say just, no, it's not what you saw. No, he's fine.
No. And your famous saying, we knew that this was going to happen right at the end of the season, right after that Grisham took that and signed his name on that qualifying offer.
Yeah, and I hated
that.
Cashman
turns around and says, oh, it is a different team. It's not the same team. You can't say that. Brian Cashman.
We added a 7.0 ERA guy from Colorado. We've got some other guys coming back from the IL. It is the same team. Thanks for the call, Rich. And that's why I'm saying I'm okay with running it back. Just embrace it. Just own it. Look the media in the face. If Chris Kirshner uses the term run it back, don't take offense to it. Say, yeah, we are running it back. There's 500 T-shirt makers for the Yankees. How come I don't have a Yankees baseball 2025-2026 run it back shirt yet? I should make the shirts. They wouldn't sell. Because majority of the fan base, I don't want that stupid T-shirt. The fans expect you to improve. Improve yourself, then go prove yourself every single year. And you know what? I hate to keep bringing up the Dodgers, but the Dodgers are the gold standard. And yes, they have a few different loopholes that the Yankees can't exploit. Everybody wants to live in sunny LA and play with the unicorn that is Ohtani on the field and contractually with their one-on-one TV deal. But, you got to admire that they're always trying to get better, never resting on their laurels, and they won. Bo is in Connecticut with us. Bo, what you got?
KM to PM, baby. How you doing?
Hey, in here.
So I wanted to bring up a point, and I like the idea of the Yankees running it back. Whatever. It's baseball. People are going to get hurt. That's how it goes. Pitchers are going to need depth. Whatever. Like, we can't change that. We can't change the fact that Ben
let's
Rice is
ride.
gonna be the
I'm
first
going to
baseman.
opening day. I'm going to be pumped up. I'll be at the game same way. Let's ride. I just don't like when they try to tell you we're not. It's a different team. I disagree. Okay. But
Right, man, and I agree with you. And the one thing I wanted to talk about that I actually worry about is, can the Yankees play the AL East? Because every year it comes down to that. They can't beat the Rays. Last year was they played in George M. Steinbrenner Field, but they can't beat the Blue Jays. They can't beat the Red Sox. What's
the
going to happen?
Orioles got
And I
better.
wanna
Pete
bring up
Alonso's
this
down
one-
there. Yep.
Yeah, I want to bring up this one hot
Taylor
take
Ward.
real quick. Listen, I love Judge. He's New York's savior, obviously, right?
Right.
The one gripe I have with him, and that I absolutely hate, is that I believe, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, I want to hear your opinion on this, is he taking away from the fact that the Yankees don't have that classic rivalry anymore with the Red Sox, with the Blue Jays, with the AL East? Is he too, I wouldn't say Derek Jeter, but is he too much of a class act to go out and say, we hate those guys?
Thanks for the call, Bo. No, but I think Judge learned from the 2018 ALDS when they won that one game against the Red Sox, and he walked out of Fenway playing New York, playing Frank Sinatra, kind of like celebrating, and that video went viral. And the Yankees would go on to lose the rest of the games and get bounced. Like, Judge just kind of shows up, does his work. Nothing extra. That's why I even thought it was weird when he showed up with those like bubblegum pink Jordans and did all that Jordan stuff. I know that's advertising and a brand deal or whatever, but Judge he's just Judge. He'll hit the ball 500 feet and put his head down. Same trot around the bases. And I saw this picture of him in his World Baseball Classic uniform, which I'm sorry, I'm deathly afraid of the World Baseball Classic. I want to see it. I'm thinking about even trying to slide down to Miami from Tampa and go, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Bednar's playing in it. Camilo Duvall's playing in it. Ahmed Rosario's playing in it. Cody Bellinger says he's got too much of a duty to Hal Steinbrenner and the Steinbrenner family. He's not going to play in it. Yeah, why would you go play in it? You're about to make $48 million this year, more with the signing bonus. But yeah, there was a picture of Judge in his World Baseball Classic uniform, and he's holding the bat like he just hit a home run, and he's making this face. And I'm like, that's definitely photography. That's definitely a photo shoot, because Judge will hit the ball a mile and drop the bat and do his exact same thing. I don't think Judge is taken away from the rivalry. I just think the rivalry exists more with teams like the Astros. And even though the Mets are not the Yankees' rival in division, fans get more pumped up and excited for the Subway Series than they do the Blue Jays coming to town. I hate the Blue Jays, the Orioles, the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Red Sox forever. But, to have a rivalry, it's got to be on both sides. We got dog walked by the Red Sox, and then, the same with the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays swept us in their building. They had Canada Day, Boxing Day, laughed at us. Dan is in Boonton Township. Hello, Dan.
Hey, Keith, how you doing, man? I'm a first-time caller, but big-time fan of you.
Appreciate it. Ding, ding, ding. First time, short time, long time, in between time.
Yeah, so I just wanted to maybe give you some optimism for the season that's coming
I do.
up.
I have optimism. I'm going to try and go to spring training, try to go to opening day, try to go to 40, 50 games again. I'm not I'm not down on the team. I'm down on the Yankees and their view. The Yankees, they're the girl that looks in the mirror. She's a 7, but she tells herself she's a 10. Then she goes out there and wonders why she doesn't get treated like a 10. It's like, baby, you're 6.5, 7 with the makeup and hair done. I'm sorry to break it to you.
No, I'm with you, but if I want to be the optimistic guy for a second, right? So basically, we had one of the best lineups in baseball last year, right? We got Bellinger back, which was obviously a key piece of that. The bullpen, although it's maybe not dramatically better, it is slightly better. And then over the course of the year, you kind of hope that the bullpen that they have here doesn't blow as many games as the team did last year. So if you think of it that way, and you think
It's
of,
always
okay, at
hope,
the end of the
though.
year, what's
It's always
your record
hope.
gonna
It's
be?
hope week. Hope week continues. Like, we don't know about this bullpen. It's a completely different bullpen because you're not going to get all those innings from Devin Williams, Luke Weaver, Mark Leiter, Jonathan Loaizaga. There's different characters. You're not going to have, I don't know, Jake Cousins, Kirk Cousins' cousin. There's just going to be different guys. I guess Yarbrough's going to come out of the pen. Fernando Cruz.
No, I know. It's fragile, and you're right. It's based on hope. But you got to, if I want to believe and buy into the hope, because we have no other choice at this point.
Right.
The overall rotation, right, when everyone's back, again, I know it's hope there, should be deeper, right? The bullpen, it's kind of a wash. I agree with you there. But the lineup was one of the strong points of the team. So if we can put up runs and actually have a healthy rotation going into the playoffs, by healthy, I just pray that Cole is there. We got a chance, right? So that's what I'm running with, man.
Yeah,
and,
that's what you got to run with, Dan.
I appreciate your take, but I got to run with it, man.
I hear you. Thanks for the call. Dan also is living in the land of if. Hope week continues. He even said pray. We got to pray that the New York Yankees, come on, bro. The third highest payroll with the best hitter in the game, with the 2023 Cy Young winner coming back, with Cody Bellinger, with Trent Grisham, who hit 34 home runs last year, with Carlos Rodon, who makes a bunch of money, Max Fried, who's in his second. We got to pray that these guys have a shot, have a chance. They're the favorites. And I'm not a gambling man, of course I am, but I deleted the app. I took a bath in the divisional round, and then I just stopped, bro. And then I'm watching all these guys score and things happen. And I'm like, I could have kept betting. Anyway, I know that, but it's also like they make the Yankees the favorites, and the odds are always in the favor of the Yankees because they know people are going to bet the Yankees. People have bet the Giants to win the Super Bowl. A ton of money has come in on the Giants to win the Super Bowl. We'll return with that. 888-808-1019. We'll talk Giants, and we'll talk about people throwing away their money on the Giants to win the Super Bowl. This is Keith McPherson on The Fan. It's already 8 o'clock. We got some Friday night Knicks on, and we will continue to talk about the Yankees, of course. I do want to get into the Giants and the Jets as well. Just we're all over the place with our teams and our expectations, and I don't know. I don't expect too much, but this portion of the program is sponsored by Amazon Hub Delivery. Visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery.
It's Evan and Tiki middays on The Fan. 101.9 FM.
Coach John Harbaugh joins us here on Evan and Tiki.
How committed are you to a 1,000-yard rusher every year?
Yeah, you got to have it. Everything starts up front on both sides of the ball. It starts with the offensive line. You build a good offensive line, all those other guys, all the playmakers, they look better.
Get Evan and Tiki on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
When the deals drop at Kohl's, you feel it. You see up to 50% off end-of-season must-haves, plus up to 85% off clearance favorites. And suddenly, your whole world narrows to one thought. Must shop now. Your to-do list gone. Your dinner plans forgotten. It's just you and your cart gliding through the store. Yeah, Kohl's deals will do that to a person. Save in-store and online now. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
I gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your bed. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Two champions from opposite sides of the Hudson.
Live in New York City.
Tiafimo, the Brooklyn-born king of 140.
It's going down.
Shakur, the pound-for-pound undefeated prince from Newark.
I'm coming to win.
Ready to settle a score the world's been waiting for at the mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden.
Welcome to New York.
The ring and WBO Junior Welterweight Championships are on the line. Who will be king of New York? Don't miss Tiafimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Range 6, January 31st, only on DAZN.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro
CertaPro.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Just one drive in a Mercedes-Benz, you'll understand why it's a gift that keeps on giving. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration lives on at Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Choose from over 500 vehicles and experience the love during the extended Holiday Love Celebration at Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
Boomer here. If you love cooking as much as I do, you got to listen up. The Chef IQ Mini Oven is your all-in-one kitchen hero. It bakes, broils, air fries, dehydrates, slow cooks, toasts, and more. It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, a color touchscreen, a soft closed door. It even syncs with the Chef IQ app, and pair it with the IQ Sense thermometer for perfect USDA-safe temps every single time you cook. So why not grab yours right now at chefiq.com. Use my name, code word BOOMER, to save 30% at checkout.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Refresh your bathroom with big savings at Lowe's. Reimagine your bathroom with up to 40% off select faucets during our Bath Savings event. Need it today? Order by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Shop for your bathroom refresh at Lowe's. We help, you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Same-day delivery on eligible in-stock items, subject to availability. Fees vary. Visit Lowes.com/same-day delivery for full terms.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I feel like we should have New York hip-hop in the system. I love Outkast, but like this is ATL, and this was so long ago. When this song came out? This song came out before Tish sent any of those emails. Sorry. I'm sorry. I had to like kind of find some way to make light of it. No, that was wrong. No, but it was funny. Keith McPherson on the Fan. Knicks are up 24-14, now 25-14 in the first quarter with 2.5 left. I said I was going to talk about the G-Men. And, you know, I had a little joke there about Steve Tish to get back into the G-Men conversation. It's not a good time. I mean, you know, party kind of ended with that today. Friday news dump, like, hey, Giants fans, here's this to go into your, John Harbaugh celebration. And, you know, the coaching staff is coming together. You know, the Giants hired Denard Wilson this week to be their defensive coordinator.
Chris Horton to be their special teams. That's one thing you Giants fans got to be excited about. It's almost a lock that the special teams is going to improve. The Giants special teams has been some of the worst in the NFL over the years. Kicking disasters to kick return disasters. Yeah, you guys know. But John Harbaugh spoke with Howard Eskin today. Howard Eskin is the father of Brett Eskin. Spike Eskin, our former program director here that brought me into here. Shout out to Spike. I haven't talked to Spike in a while, but Howard Eskin has a whole podcast. What do you know? And since John Harbaugh used to be down there in Philly, I'm sure they have some ties because Howard Eskin is a long-time sideline reporter, Philly sports talk radio guy. So here's a clip from his show, and we'll start talking more about the Giants. 888-808-1019. I see Moose in Jamaica and Franco out on Staten Island. We will come to you guys next as we talk about the G-Men. Here is John Harbaugh, courtesy of the Howard Eskin podcast.
You got to build a team to beat the Eagles. Yeah, you got to beat the Commanders, you got to beat the Cowboys. But the Eagles are the champs, So we have to build a team to beat the Eagles. And everything we do, every practice we have, every film session will be with that in mind. I mean, you better do it or you have no chance. So how hard is it going to be? It's going to be really hard, But it's going to be hard for them to beat us too. We're going to be really tough to beat. So good luck with that.
You got to talk the talk. And you like to hear that from your coach, right? They beat the Eagles this year. If you've heard me, I said that was the best Giants game I've ever been to. Thursday Night Football, only game on, BTA. And I was not expecting the Giants to win. They were 7.5-point underdogs. But the Giants are the most bet team to win next year's Super Bowl. They're at plus 8,000 odds. And I think that's just a product of how big this New York market is and how rich people are in New York and how people probably have at least $100 to blow on the Giants potentially winning the Super Bowl. I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl. I don't have $1 for that. But to hear your coach talking to a Philly sports legend about the reigning Super Bowl champs and their plan to walk them down, it inspires confidence. So they're on their way. Moose is in Jamaica on the fan with us next. Thanks for holding, Moose.
Big Shaq, my intentions are good. I wish I could become a magician, abracadabra off the thoughts into Saturn. But I digress. Keith, what did you been a minute?
Yeah.
How are you?
What up?
Good. I'd like to drop a little knowledge on what we should do in the draft. Parnell Tate, can't miss wide receiver prospect.
Okay.
Would be perfect to pair up with Malik Neighbors. But
what if he's off the board? Tankathon has him going to the Titans at 4, and Brian Dable's going to be like, we need a weapon, even though they have 2 rookie receivers over there that did pretty good this year. I like Alomar and Chimere DK.
Yes, he's not the only wide receiver that's a bona fide number one in this draft. This draft is wide receiver heavy with number one potential type wide receivers, big bodies, good speed, deep threats, intermediate routes. That being said, right? Remember what I told you before the draft this past year, that we should probably pick up a linebacker in the middle rounds. What happens? Micah McFadden goes down, our defense suffers.
Yeah.
That being said, limits.
And that was not talked about enough, how much they miss Micah McFadden. Go on.
I'll keep this quick and end my call with this. We have about 20 to 30, depending on who gets cut, who gets re-signed, and stuff like that. 20 to 30 million in cap, and about 9 spots to fill, about 6 or 7 starters. I say we trade the 5th overall pick with a team in the teens, late teens, early 20s, pick up their second rounder and a 5th or a 6th, build depth with young players that can possibly fit in starting, or if they can't, be something that can develop into a starter later. Thanks for taking my call.
You got it, Moose. Yeah, I think this new regime, if they fall in love with the guy, they're going to get him. But why wouldn't they explore trading back if they don't? There is enough talent on this Giants team. Tankathon has them taking Spencer Fano, the offensive tackle out of Utah. Does he have a tie to Jackson Dart from Utah? And people were wondering why Jackson Dart wasn't at John Harbaugh's press conference. He took his girl back home. He went back to Utah, show Shorty how he lives, how he came up, what they do out there. That was more important. He met with John Harbaugh for 2 hours. I don't got to be at the press conference. I got things to do in my off season. Shout out to Dart too, because I was reading this article about, athleticism and how they can just tell the athleticism in quarterbacks by the angle that their legs bend at. Let me see if I can find it in my notes. It was interesting. It was, comparing Dart to Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick. I'm sure if you're on Giants Twitter, you've seen this, and it had the exact angle. I know I had it. I'll look for it. Let's go back to the phone. Franco out on Staten Island on the Fan next. What's up, Frankie?
Hi there, Keith. Really appreciate your knowledge and your opinions. Especially I'm going to end up with 2 football questions. I'd like to just talk about observations I had that lead to the questions.
Mm-hmm.
So once a year, I always go to a Giants open practice, and I really enjoy it. And I'm 65 years old. I would say the 2 things that have stood out to me the most are 2 rookies over the years. The first one was Odell Beckham, and he used to be able to blindfold, catch the ball with his hands. I don't know what they call it, the 2 tires, and it spits out the ball really fast. So that really impressed me. But then the second thing that
the jugs
impressed
machine.
me and depressed me was Theo Johnson. He came out as a rookie, and I'm like, who is this Hulk? The guy is a physical specimen and unbelievable. And then the coach was soft tossing to him, and he dropped about 30% of the pass.
Got to make him a tackle.
So the question for you as a quarterback is, can you teach somebody to catch the ball better? And if not, should the Giants draft a tight end?
Yeah. Odell Beckham was a specimen. There's some people saying that Odell Beckham should come back now. No. He's done. I know he played with the Ravens and Harbaugh. No. You're trying to win. There's so many more young, athletic, impactful receivers. You have one coming back in Malik Neighbors. You could draft one in Carnell Tate. You could draft one in Jordan Tyson. But with Theo Johnson at this level, this is his 3rd year coming up in the NFL. He's got to work on it and shore up his hands. But I've seen him drop passes that have hit him in the chest, hit him in the hands, put right in his breadbasket. The guy just has butterfingers at times. I don't know. If you can teach a player, they can improve. But sometimes it's mental, and some guys just don't have it. Some guys you see, they grab everything with their hands. They're just they grab the ball out of the air. They snatch the ball. The ball comes their way. Guys they have the most receptions, like JSN and Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith and Jigba and Puka Nacua. Those guys, they take the ball out of the air. But as a tight end, he's a bigger guy, a little bit more burly. He's got to really practice, and he's got to practice with Jackson Dart. He let Jackson Dart down this year. He's got to practice seeing that ball come out of Jackson Dart's hand and catching it and being more sure-handed, because he's a big body and a big target. He gets open, and he's left way too much meat on the bone. He's left way too much food on the plate. Thanks for the call, Frank. 888-808-1019. I found it. So it was Nate Longshore who wrote, early in my career as an evaluator, I had this legendary lacrosse coach convince me to examine shin angles if I really wanted to know how athletic a guy is. He argued that change of direction, balance, and body control would show up in guys who could get to 30 degrees. I was skeptical at first, but couldn't agree more after it continues to show up. Anybody else ever heard of this metric? And it shows Mike Vick, Lamar Jackson, and Jackson Dart all putting their plant foot down, their left foot down, and taking a stride with their right foot, which looks like when these guys are rolling in the pocket and when they decide I'm taking off, it's got 2.4 million views. I'm sure all you Giants fans have seen it. Because to put Jackson Dart in the company of Mike Vick and Lamar Jackson, he already is. He came out this year. He had more rushing touchdowns than Saquon Barkley at one point. He had more rushing touchdowns than running backs that have played the whole season. They got to let that kid continue to run. They got to coach that kid into when to run, when to protect himself, when to get down. He had some really impressive runs this year. That run against the Bears, I wish he didn't get knocked out of that game. That run against the Bears, I'm like, this kid's field vision is better than some NFL running backs. His ability to set up defenders and get to green grass. I was at the Thursday night football game when he came up the middle and he did a pump fake with the ball and he stepped on Zach Bond, and Zach Bond just got juked 5 to 10 yards away from him, fell, and then he had a pathway to the end zone. Like, you can't teach that. You can't coach that. You can't scheme that. Jackson Dart has that. You can't take that out of his game. The Jets should have drafted Jackson Dart, man. What were the Jets thinking, bro? What were the Jets thinking? They pass up on Jackson Dart? And now some of y'all are saying they should spin the block and try and trade for Shador Sanders. They passed on Shador Sanders 4 or 5 times. Shador Sanders and Joe Flacco, former Jets quarterback Joe Flacco, are in the Pro Bowl. Quickly before I go back to the phones at 888-808-1019, I'm running out of time if you want to talk to me. The Pro Bowl is a joke. The Hall of Fame is a joke. Bill Belichick, that's a hilarious joke. Bill Belichick not getting into the Hall of Fame is a funny joke because Jordan Hudson is suing somebody right now. His 24, 25-year-old girlfriend is livid. She thought she was going to have her day in the sun. But him and Eli Manning are snubbed. And I love the conspiracy theory around Robert Kraft. And Robert Kraft is back in the Super Bowl without Belichick and without Brady. So who's the mastermind behind all that? You got to love Robert Kraft, right? Put a pen in Robert Kraft. I'll go back to Shador and Joe Flacco. It has nothing to do with the regular season anymore. And so many of us only talk about Super Bowls. We don't care how many Pro Bowls you have, right? That's why I laugh when Russell Wilson signed here and they're like 10-time Pro Bowler Russell Wilson. Just leave that out. Just say Super Bowl champion Russell Wilson. Could have been 2-time Super Bowl champion Russell Wilson. The Seahawks will avenge that loss. Now I'm rambling. But the Seahawks will avenge that loss in the Super Bowl. Sammy D, Sam Darnold. All Jets fans should be proud of Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold will get that Super Bowl win, and that will help all of the Pacific Northwest, the 12th man fans that can't ever get over Malcolm Butler intercepting that ball. And it'll help Sam Darnold because who was Sam Darnold seeing ghost against? The Patriots. Robert Kraft's Patriots. And Robert Kraft is a smart guy because unlike the Jets, you know, he kicked Gerard Mayo to the curb after 1 year. A former player who was on the staff, who was handpicked by Bill Belichick. He said, no, you got to go, bro. Mike Vrabel's available. You got to go. Sorry. We're trying to win. And they're back in the Super Bowl. You got to love that. 888-808-1019. The Pro Bowl doesn't matter. Nobody cares to watch, but I bet you these kids watch. They tell me, bust down my AP, perfect time, man. Shador, he's an icon. These kids are going to watch. He's their favorite player for reasons that don't have anything to do with his quarterback rating or his touchdown to interception ratio. Like, these kids love Shador. I love him too. He's just got a way about him. He's Dion's kid. Like, these kids are opening up a ugly brown number 12 jersey on Christmas, and they're jumping up and down, crying, putting their wrist in the air. He's got a touchdown celebration that's 1 of 1. He's got a signature move. He raised his wrist in the air, right? Because he's got a Patek Philippe. He's got every kind of watch. He's rich. He could never lose. He doesn't care about what the Browns are paying him. And then you see Todd Monken walk in. Todd Monken, that outfit, terrible. That outfit Todd Monken was wearing in that video, despicable. Looked like he lost a bunch of weight and didn't go shopping after. Like a baggy suit, a baggy shirt, baggy jeans. I'm like, hey, this guy looks like he would take the Cleveland Brown head coaching job. But yeah, Robert Kraft, he wants his time, and they conspired against Bill Belichick. And I saw some of the guys come out and say, I voted for Robert Kraft. It's not that I voted against Bill Belichick. I voted for Ken Anderson. I voted for guys that were not going to be on the ballot anymore. Okay. Okay. And you snubbed a guy that they call the greatest head coach of all time. And even not as a head coach, he has 2 rings. He's got 8 rings. He's got a bunch of trips to the Super Bowl. But hey, I'll say this. Spygate, Deflategate, the UNC Tar Heels, and an obnoxious 25-year-old girlfriend. Hey, not everybody's going to love that. Not everybody's going to love that. My Jet fan, I had a Jet fan in the queue. I was coming back to you. I was talking about Sam Darnold. I was talking about how the Jets won't fire Aaron Glenn. I was going to get to you, man. Well, Your loss. Mario in Long Beach back on the fan as I need a Jets fan. A Jets fan appears. Or I don't know if you're a Jets fan, but at least it says Jets as your topic on the side.
Yeah, no, I've been a Jets fan for years. Listen,
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry
only
about
like a couple of years. Hello?
Yeah, I said I'm sorry. I'm sorry about it. You don't have to be. You don't have to be. Frank the Tank used to be a Nets fan. Frank the Tank said, no, I'm done. I'm going to be a Knicks fan. People switch all the time.
No, but I'm a Jets fan, but it's been my whole life.
I'm messing with you.
Really? Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm a couple of years younger than Beningo, so I actually saw them when I was a little kid. I saw them win their championship.
Oh, wow.
You know, that's one thing about being a little bit older, you know?
Yeah, so it's locked in for you. It's locked in for you. I was listening to Craig. Yeah. Craig said that this guy saw the wheel being made, the creation of fire.
So listen, I got to ask you something, right? This is what I would do if I was the Jets, right now. So they got 3 number one. They got a bunch of. They got 2 number ones, 2 number 2 this year, 3 number ones next year.
Yeah.
Next year, right? So this is what I would do. I'm going to run it back. I'm going to go. I want to get the best players I can because they need to get their roster back. I'm not taking a quarterback. I'm going to sign Malik Willis. I'm going to do the same deal.
Let me just stop you because Malik Willis is going to get top dollar.
Well, how much dollars do you think he's going to get? He hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah, but look at how much they just paid Justin Fields. I'm going to find the numbers on what they're paying Aaron Rodgers, what they're paying Justin Fields, and to go out and pay Malik Willis. And what if he? So yeah, they put out Jets' highest paid players for next season. Aaron Rodgers, $35 million. Sauce Gardner, $31 million. Justin Fields, $23 million. So if Malik Willis gets paid like Justin Fields got paid, you're going to pay another $20 million to Malik Willis on top of all that? Damn, Woody Johnson got endless money to blow.
Yeah, but listen to this. They have the most salary cap money in football right now. They have $100 million that they can spend. They're under the cap.
They're gonna lose. I don't know. I don't think that they're the top bidder for Malik Willis, and they're gonna have to be the top bidder to get him. It's got to be a straight up money thing. It's got to be a bag chase. Because if this kid actually wants to go somewhere and win, he just spent time with the Packers, a winning organization. He was drafted by the Titans and got freed from them. To go to the Jets got to give him an offer he can't refuse, and there's going to be some other suitors. There's going to be some other people in the NFL that say, look at Sam Darnold in his first year. Sam Darnold in his first year won the Super Bowl. We can take a first-year quarterback. It might be the Vikings, right? They just fired their GM. I don't think the Jets are getting him. I don't think he's going to want to come here. And I hate when people try to say Sam Darnold should have came back. They should have went and got Sam Darnold. No way was Sam Darnold coming back to the Jets for any dollar amount.
No, and I'm not sold that he's that great already anyway. He's on a great team. He's a good quarterback, but he's not a great quarterback at all.
I don't know. I think
that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think he silenced a lot of people, myself included. I was calling him Sam Darnold. He made some plays this year. He helped Jackson Smith and Jigba take the next step. You know, he went toe-to-toe with his rivals in his division, and he did more than enough. He answered the bell for me. I hope he does it in the Super Bowl.
Exactly. Chief, one last question. Have you watched Willis very closely yet play?
I won't say very closely, excuse me, but I watched the games that he came in relief of Jordan Love. And, I mean, under LaFleur, that's another thing, too. Under Matt LaFleur, he looked good in that offense. He's mobile. He can run the ball. He's also small. So, if you don't have the offensive line to protect him, you're not going to get the same results. I know the Jets have a good offensive line, but I don't think everybody thinks that you can mix and match these guys into other situations and it's going to work. It doesn't always work like that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But Chris Sims, the son of Phil Sims, he's a very, very good at evaluating quarterbacks. I remember when Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen came back, everybody had them rated as last. He said they're the 2 best ones. He said Lamar Jackson is the best one.
What's he say about Malik Willis?
People thought he was nuts. He said that Malik Willis right now, he compared him to Jordan Love. He said he's a better athlete than Jordan Love.
Yeah.
He's got a better arm than Jordan Love.
I don't know about that.
Release than Jordan Love.
Maybe a quicker release. Jordan Love can fling it. He could throw it. Thanks for the call, Mario. 888-808-1019. The Miami Dolphins might be standing in your way. The Miami Dolphins, they got to pay Tua, but they don't have to pay Sauce Gardner, Justin Fields, and Aaron Rodgers. For the life of me, now that this year is over, I don't understand what Aaron Glenn was on. From the decision with Aaron Rodgers to how, like, there's that video floating around in the combine about him talking so confidently about where to find coaches. You can find coaches here. You can find coaches there. You can find coaches everywhere. Now, look at these guys, bro. Look at these guys with the Jets. Fail to prepare, you can prepare to fail. They don't have a plan. But I think that's a good thing because you want them to be the worst team in the league. Don't go get Kirk Cousins. Don't go get Malik Willis. For what? Go. You know who's going to come back? Geno. Go get Geno. Get Geno to come back. I wouldn't even get Kyler Murray because Kyler Murray, that little bugger, can make plays on his own too. I wouldn't even go get him. Paul is in Brooklyn with us next. What's up, Paul? Yankee fans, we'll get to you.
Hey, Keith. How are you? It's great to hear you on a Friday night. I'm sorry we don't hear you as much.
Don't be sorry. I'm happy to be here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have left you guys. I'm sorry to leave you hanging. I try to come back when I can. I'm on standby when they'll have me. Hopefully this restores the feeling, turns back the clock, make you feel like the old days.
I got you. Well, it's great. It's great to hear you tonight. I always heard you when I was driving home around this time of night. But I'm a 58-year-old Jet fan. I've been watching the Jets. Honestly, I don't think I've missed a game, whether it's on television or on the radio, since I'm a kid. Since I'm maybe 12 years old. That's 46 seasons. Now, I know they got to a couple of championship games along the way, but I feel like, they're almost irrelevant now. Like, what happens when the fandom gets lost? Isn't that the worst potential?
That's where they're heading
for ownership on time.
If you go this long, like I was listening to Craig talk about his son and how his son was born their last playoff game. If you go a whole generation without making the playoffs, that's a generation lost of your fan base, especially in this modern day time where it's easy to be an Eagles fan right down the road. Oh, now Jackson Dart exists and now John Harbaugh's there. Why wouldn't these kids just be Giants fans? Why wouldn't these kids be Patriots fans? And so, like, that is where it does start to change when the young kids are saying, I'm a Jets fan. I was born into this, but I hate this team.
Yeah, I mean, how much more can Jet fans take, honestly?
This has got to be the year. This has got to be the year that they lose, they fire Glenn, they get the number one pick, and that attracts the right coach to come in here and fix this thing.
Well, I was hoping he was one and done, honestly.
He should have been. I can't tell you. I'm trying to think. Like, there's nothing. He was bad with the media. He was bad with his in-game stuff. The team got worse to the point where they were getting smoked. They quit on him. And so he was supposed to be this, like, rah-rah guy that inspired confidence, right? After he did his whole dance down the sideline in Tampa, he's clapping it up after a loss. We don't do that. This is the NFL. There's no participation trophies, Mr. Glenn, AG. You're supposed to know this, right? You were drafted here. You played here. You're supposed to know the market. We don't do that in New York. He talked all this stuff about being the freaking New York Jets, and I don't know. It eroded so fast.
I thought ownership might have woke up by now.
No. Ownership is right behind him. Woody told you. Woody threw Justin Fields under the bus and said, I give AG a hug every day. I tell him, keep the faith. And then they throw Tanner Engstrand under the bus last week. What's going on? He didn't have a quarterback. He was coaching up Brady Cook, an undrafted free agent from Missouri. You fired that guy that you handpicked to bring. What's going on?
Other than a couple of these kids on the offensive line and Garrett Wilson, I tell you, and the running back, Breece Hall.
They got to tag him.
That would be it. I would take a couple of guys from the offensive line, Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, and get rid of 46 others.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Paul. Keep calm and let the Jets continue to jet. 888-808-1019. I would just hope that Darren Muji is who we think he is and can have a masterful draft. And I don't know if you need Arvell Reese at the top of the draft. I don't know if using a number 2 overall pick for a linebacker. You can find linebackers in every round of the draft. There's got to be somebody else that's a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get Arvell Reese is a dog. He went to Ohio State. He makes plays, whatever. But, like, trade back. Because there might be a team that's ready to win that feels like they're just a linebacker away. The Jets aren't a linebacker away. And if Dante Moore didn't go back to school, they'd be drafting Dante Moore. It is a mess. Yankee fans, I will come to you. I'm running out of time. I have like 50 minutes left in this show tonight. I don't know when I'm on next. So 888-808-1019. Keith McPherson on the fan. Let's take a break. I'll be right back.
Davis, dribble drive in the baseline, turns, spins, kick out, Zerno, corner three, perfect.
After a tough overtime loss to number 7 Michigan State, Rutgers hits the road for Southern California. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join myself and Austin Johnson for all the action as the Scarlet Knights begin a 2-game trip at USC Saturday with tip-off at 7 p.m. on your home for Rutgers basketball, The Fan, Sports Radio 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
Nissan trucks and SUVs are built for next-level adventure. Too much gear? Dirt? Rock? Sand? Get in a Nissan truck or SUV and feel unstoppable. Whether you want to take your next level of adventure in the Frontier Dark Armor, the Pathfinder, the Armada, or the Rogue, you'll be ready for what comes your way. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to INMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 2/2/26.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code EVENT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EVENT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EVENT. Code EVENT.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
When it comes down to finding the lowest price on Michelin winter tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire's guaranteed lowest price. And when it comes to free services, nobody gives you more free services on your Michelin winter tires than Town Fair Tire. So why look for Michelin winter tires anywhere but Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed best deals? Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia. Movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm.
American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Feeling lucky? With the Mega Millions jackpot at $303 million, Mega Good Fortune could land on you next. Pick up a ticket for Mega Millions today. Available at any New Jersey lottery retailer.
Now's the time to enroll in quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. All plans provide free preventive care, coverage for prescriptions, emergency services, and more. Plus, 8 in 10 get financial help. Enroll by January 31st at getcovered.nj.gov.
I hope that Alliance Orthopedics stands for the way healthcare should be performed.
Alliance Orthopedics COO Dr. Brian Aquaro on what makes Alliance Ortho New Jersey so special.
We have the team members, the ability, the passion to really become something that everybody else is not doing.
Alliance Orthopedics gets you better every day. Check the reviews. You will restore function and reduce pain quicker at New Jersey locations near you.
And I want patients to look at us and say, like, you have to go there because these guys are doing it right.
Experience getting better every day at AllianceOrtho.com.
At Audi Manhattan, experience best-in-class service in the heart of New York. Visit their Audi flagship store today, conveniently located on 55th and 11th. Audi Manhattan, where luxury meets excellence.
The home of Super Bowl 60 on Westwood One is The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Yeah. New York. Stay warm out there. It's like a rite of passage to go through these winters in the city. I know they saw me walking here. I'm layered up. I got on the Heat 32 thermal pants and undershirt. If you're on YouTube, I'm wearing 2 shirts. Then this is Nike Tech. I got the Shiesty. I'm not wearing it right now, but I got the Nike Tech Poo Shiesty, which is it's a ski mask. You know, when you see the signs up in the store that say no Shiesty mask in here, I got one of those. Then I got my warmest hoodie on, not right now, but when I step outside. Tim's on, 2 pairs of socks, sweatpants, my warmest jacket with this special tech in it that it makes you sweat. Gloves. I got to walk. I got to take the train. I just don't want to feel that cold. I was sick to start the year. I was sick. My wife was sick. My son was sick. And whenever I get that, I'm like, I don't want to feel that cold air in my chest. I don't want to breathe it in. I don't want to be susceptible. So I bundle up. Better safe than sorry. And it's not that I can't take the cold. It's just I'm prepared for the cold. This is not my first rodeo. 888-808-1019. It's a cold winter for the Yankee fan that wanted Kyle Tucker, Bo Bichette, Tatsuya Imai. Some Yankee fans even thought that they could get Edwin Diaz or Pete Alonso. No, more like Angel Savilli and maybe Paul Goldschmidt's coming back. Womp, womp, womp. The 27-time World Series champions. Your New York Yankees. You know, Cashman says the same stuff. Ultimately, we didn't achieve our goal. We came up short. It's damn, I've been hearing this for almost half my life. For a long time now. Got to break through. Got to break through. David Robertson had a breakthrough. He decided to hang it up. Congratulations, D-Rob, former Met and Yankee. What I'll say, I always say this about D-Rob, Alabama boy. When I was in the fan cave in 2014, I think CeCe Sabathia came there. Maybe one other Yankee that I can't remember. But D-Rob came there 3 different times. And so as the Yankee representative in the fan cave, if a player from your team comes there, it's awesome. D-Rob brought his kids there, brought his wife there. I felt like if he was just in downtown Manhattan and lower Manhattan, he would just stop by to say what's up, and I thought that was really cool. So shout out to D-Rob. What other news? Oh, the Yankees have been linked to Austin Slater. Okay. Austin Slater, that's one of those weapons that Cashman talks about. They added at the deadline, Austin Slater. And then former Yankee killer Randall Grichuk, which I bet he's cooked at this point. I do remember him as a Blue Jay, 8 years ago, killing us. But yeah, he'll come on down. And then they'll trade Jason Dominguez. I know that's somewhere else that you guys are too. Who to trade? Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones. I'm trading Spencer Jones, not Jason Dominguez. Let's go back to the phone and talk to the Yankee fans on the Fan. Thanks for holding. First up in Monroe, it's Frank. Hello, Frank.
K-Mac, I miss you, brother.
Appreciate it. I'm here.
You got to get you on prime time, bro. Anyway, listen. The Hall of Fame for football and baseball, forget it.
Yeah.
They lost me. When Harold Baines made the Hall of Fame in baseball, I was done with the Hall of Fame.
Ortiz for me. First ballot for Ortiz. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Now my Yankee thing is let's move Jones and Warren and maybe one of these other kids to San Diego for Fernando Tatis. That's my thing. You can beat me down if you want.
I'm not.
That's what I got.
You're
to
not
say.
the only one. I mean, some people are willing to put George Lombard in the deal, Ben Rice in the deal. I don't.
Not Rice. Not Rice.
You
I'm
can't.
keeping him.
That would be a huge hole. But where do you see Tatis playing?
Let's put him in left field.
And then put Cody Bellinger at first?
Yeah.
And I feel like Belly, as much as you're playing him, or as much as you're paying him, you should be playing him in the outfield. He could still run, use his athleticism.
But when he was a first baseman in LA, he was a good first baseman,
He's
man.
still a good first baseman. The little bit we saw of him this year, I'm like, he might be the best first baseman on the team.
But my thing about Tatis is, in my opinion, he would fill the same slot that Soto had. With like Tatis and Judge,
yeah,
I would love to see that.
I understand it and I hear it. Thanks for the call, Frank. Juan Soto's dreaming of that spot. Juan Soto posted on his Instagram last week, 2024. Juan Soto and Judge stats, just reminiscing. After Judge won the MVP at the Baseball Writers Awards or whatever it is, Soto's like, just to remind y'all, I was a Yankee with that guy. No one's better than Aaron Judge. Look at our numbers together. Someone should have told me. Someone should have told me for just about the same money I could have stayed a Yankee and played with Judge the rest of his career. Now I'm over here with Francisco Lindor. He doesn't even care about baseball. He just smiles and picks out different outfits. He wears big pants and purple shoes every day. David Stern's going to cook up a different team every 2 years. I'm stuck here. I'm opting out. Bo Bichette. Marcus Semien, Jorge Polanco. I could have been with Judge. Why didn't y'all tell me? I spent a year in New York and none of you real New Yorkers told me. Don't sign with the Mets. Stay with the Yankees. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the contract is. Stay with the Yankees. I mean, he did get the largest contract offered to anyone ever from the New York Yankees. It wasn't enough. See, all money ain't good money. Your mindset can't always be, I'm going to the highest bidder. Your mindset can't be whoever pays me the most. Money is a man-made construct. There are other things that can make you happy, but you know what? It was the Supreme Court of Soto that made that decision. It wasn't just Juan Soto. It was a family decision. Mama needed a new Gucci bag. Pops wanted to be up in the suite, not the family section. The family needed security detail and premium tickets and whatnot. And Steve Cohen said, you can have it all. Well, have fun. 888-808-1019. I think the Mets will be decent. I mean, how can they not be better than last year? They got Freddie Peralta now, and I think Freddie Peralta is a leader of men. I love the story that he told at MLB offices on the podcast about how the whole team knew, after wins, come over to his house. He's the guy. So hopefully he gets a nice house out here somewhere to do the same thing. I think the clubhouse dynamic is going to be much better. Bo Bichette and Marcus Semien have a rapport from their time in Toronto. And I believe Dante Bichette has a relationship with Carlos Mendoza, so of course he's been around Bo before. Jorge Polanco's a pro's pro and a postseason performer. That's the shame. Juan Soto missed the postseason in a year of his prime last year. You didn't even get to see his postseason prowess. So they got to get back this year. They got to get back. And I like the way that David Stearns freestyled this thing. Because in the beginning, it was like, what? Devin Williams? Luke Weaver? Yankees cast off? Oh, more Yankees scraps? This guy just wants former Yankees. But nah, he freestyled this thing. He said, Luis Robert, come on down. Not bad. Not too shabby. Let's see how they perform. Jeff McNeil, you got to go. Brandon Nimmo, adios. Pete Alonso, never loved you. Edwin Diaz, we think we own you, so we're going to play games with you. Oh, no, not the Dodgers. Gomez is in Riverdale with us on the Fan next. What's up, Gomez?
Hey, Keith Richardson, you're the man. I miss you so much. I'm the only brother who left. What's going on, man? Now just one more. It's Tiki. What are we going to do out there?
Damn. I don't know.
I
wasn't thinking about it like that. Black History Month coming up in a couple hours.
Exactly.
I'm here when they need me,
man,
baby.
Maybe you could
stand by. Hopefully,
take the weekend spot, baby. Take the weekend spot.
Hopefully,
See your kid
this
5
short
days a
month,
week.
28 days. Hopefully, they hit me and say, "Hey, Keith, can you fill in?" And I'll be over here. That's funny.
Nah, man, but you're the man, man. You're the man, yo.
Appreciate
I love your show, and stuff like that. Much love to your family. Right now I'm taking my daughter to a softball, pitching lesson and stuff.
God bless.
So
How old is your daughter?
She's 13 years old, man. 13, trying to do that fast softball pitching thing.
Good for you. You got me beat by a decade. My son will be 3 in April, so I got a long way to go.
Oh, I know you be there, brother, coaching and everything. Former football player.
Yeah, I can't wait. We just started trying to get his little batting stance together. His pop-up bought him the baseball glove with the Velcro on it so he can fake catch the ball. He's not really that coordinated yet, but that ball stick to the glove, give him some confidence.
I hear that. I wish I started my boy that early, but he's trying to do his thing, and he's 17, trying to do his thing, trying to get onto a college team next year.
Hey, well, good luck to you. You got 2 kids that play, and I know it's got to be a joy to just go watch them play. You got to be so proud. What do you got for us? Yankees talk? You thinking about Brian Cashman, the eternal GM?
The thing is, I was kind of reflecting what Sean Morash brought up earlier today, Evan Roberts. They're talking about making the deal with the Yankees, bringing Soto back to the Yankees, so we get, as a Mets fan, Schindler and also George Limbaugh and another prospect and some cash.
I don't know. I missed that. I don't know. I was in transit. I was in here earlier today. I listened to their show probably until 12:45. I probably missed that. Sean proposed a trade to bring Juan Soto back to the Yankees.
It was pretty much it was Evan Roberts' idea that since Soto wants to, take a selfie with Judge and thinking about his time with Judge, and he was like, well, let's make a deal. You can go back, but we'll take Sittler, we'll take George Limbaugh, we'll take some more prospects from the Yankees.
You know who would never do that?
Cash.
The Yankees. You'd think the Yankees, appreciate the call, Gomez. You think the New York Yankees, after they did offer him 16 years, $760 million, and after they told him Derek Jeter paid for his suite, you don't get a free suite. And after all that nonsense came out about how security denied his mom from entering the clubhouse, nobody enters the clubhouse. Unless you're media and a certain level of credential media can go in there. I don't think the Yankees are interested in Juan Soto's services after he turned them down to go across town to Steve Cohen. They damn sure wouldn't give up Schlittler, George Lombard. They wouldn't give up anything. They wouldn't make the deal. Brian Cashman likes his team. Brian Cashman says it's a different team. They're not running it back. Brian Cashman says he's openly willing to challenge anybody that they have a championship caliber roster. So in Houston, Texas, Gordon joins us on the Fan in New York. Hello, Gordon.
Keith, good evening. Thank you. You are and have been my favorite host on the Fan because you come from the heart as well as the head. I haven't heard anybody do that in a long time on this radio station. Thank you. Thanks for being here. So about the Yankees and Cashman not running it back, I got some opinions I'd love to hear. Well, first, wait, you said something. You said all money ain't good money. I wish somebody would tell that to Hal Z. Steinbrenner, because when Cashman, part of the evil empire, says we didn't meet our goals, he's lying through his teeth because they met their goals. They're the most profitable sports franchise in history. That's what they care about.
Oh, that's how they also sleep well at night, too, because like when they look at the business side of it, forget the wins and losses where they ended up, they're always winning that way.
Yeah, they're winning that way. They got the championship they want, and the rest of it is just talk.
They're at the top. They're at the top of the league in that regard. They're the most valuable. And as many Yankee fans say, hit them in the pockets. If you're upset with what they did this offseason, don't show up to the stadium. I'm fighting fans all the time saying the whole world is showing up to the stadium. Do you go to the game? Every time I go to a game, there's somebody there that's there for the first time. There's somebody there from a foreign land that doesn't speak English. There's somebody that won't stop taking pictures. They're going to Monument Park. They're walking all around the stadium in awe. They don't know who's coming up next to bat. They don't know who's warming up in the bullpen. Yankee Stadium is a huge tourist attraction that people plan trips to from all around the world. And as soon as the Yankees do win, they'll be front running. As soon as the Yankees are in first place and there's a big matchup against the Red Sox, place will be packed. So
beautiful perspective, and it's a fact. You know, he about Cashman saying we're not running it back. He's right. You're right. He's not running it back. I'm opinionated about this, okay? He's not running it back because he got rid of Luke Weaver, who's a guy who had ice in his veins and had one bad year.
Yeah, he was hurt. He was hurt. We'll see what he does with the Mets. That's going to be a fun watch. If he's healthy and he goes back to being the ferocious jungle cat that we saw close games for us to the World Series, then we might feel a little differently about it.
Yeah, we might. You're right. We absolutely might. I think that's you're a pretty good fortune teller on that one.
I called it in, I think, late September. I said Luke Weaver's, halfway to Queens right now. He's 1 foot in the door at Citi Field. I was the first one to say that on the Fan. I knew it was a lock.
Man, and Devin Williams, I mean, the airbender, sure, first-year jitters. Let's get rid of him. I mean, he's not Aaron Glenn. He had a track record as a closer.
The thing is, Gordon, they were not going to pay them what the Mets paid them. They had conversations with him, but they were not going to run him that money. I think Luke Weaver got $22 million and Devin Williams got $51 million. They weren't going to do it because all that money was going to Trent Grisham and Cody Bellinger. We got Paul Blackburn.
Oh man, my heart is thumping with nothing for that one. Sorry. Okay. Hey, Keith, thank you for taking the call. It was really good to hear your perspectives, and appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for the call. 888-808-1019. Running out of time. I got 30 left. But yeah, the Yankees had these guys. They gave up Nestor Cortez and Caleb Durbin to get Devin Williams. There was a point in time where I was on the Fan saying, I think Devin Williams was seen courtside at a Knicks game. I think he might have been with Judge. And I'm like, watch, that's going to be Cashman's big free agent signing next to Belly. Run it back. But I think when Devin Williams saw the money that his old pal David Stearns put on the table, he said, and I won't have to shave at all. And I won't have to move. Done. And then, I think he posted something on his Instagram like, oh, for fans that say they hate me so much, y'all sure are mad that I signed with the Mets. Like, nah, we're not mad. We're laughing. We're laughing. You're no Edwin Diaz, buddy. You're no Edwin Diaz, buddy. Good luck. Like Devin Williams going to come out. And here's the funny part, right? The airbender. Yeah, okay. When it don't bend, like Devin Williams has to be locked in. He's got to be dialed. He's got to get that fastball in the zone at like 94 miles an hour. He's got to be effective with that first for the airbender to make people chase. Or they just sit on the airbender and spit on the fastball. We've all seen it as Yankee fans. He's going to walk guys. Then he's going to throw that fastball in the zone and placata. Gone. I don't know. You guys remember last year me tweaking. I would go to the game, watch Devin Williams blow it, be in my car hot coming down the Harlem River Drive or whatever, get here, and I could not get it out of my mind. I can't believe they went to Devin Williams again. I said they have a fetish for pitching this guy. They have a propensity. They have an illness. It is an addiction. They can't stop pitching Devin Williams. They just keep finding ways. He's not the closer. He's the setup guy. He's back to the closer. Good grief. And then he did lock in, and he did get right for a little while, and it's too little too late. So not my problem anymore. Not my problem anymore. In Brooklyn, Anthony, you're on the fan. What's up?
Hey, Keith. Yeah, Williams locked in when he wasn't the closer and he was the setup guy and there was no pressure. That's when he locked in again. Yeah. It's nothing new with him.
They trade for David Bednar? No sweat.
Yeah, and listen, I know a lot of people are talking about Tatis and it sounds all wonderful.
Not happening.
So what? Until what? He takes his girlfriend or his wife's fertility drug again and he gets suspended?
He said he had ringworm. Wasn't that the thing? Yeah. He said he thought it was some ringworm cream or something. Tatis is not coming over here.
He's got a long contract. You're going to take a chance with that. I want to see what Spencer Jones can do.
Me too.
I always was a person who was saying about trading Dominguez only because of the fact is this guy's been in the Yankee system for 6 years. I think since he was like 18 or 16 years old.
We heard about him at 17. We've been hearing about the Martian for over 6 years as Yankee fans.
Right. And he still can't play the outfield. At what point are you not going to realize that it's just not happening? Everybody thinks, he'll get it this year. He'll get it this year. How do you not get it? How with his skills and stuff like that? Come on. It's either you can do it or you can't do it.
Thanks for the call, Anthony. I just want to jump in here. It's complicated because Dominguez is a DH at 22. But who's your DH? Giancarlo Stanton, who can't run. And Dominguez can run like the wind. He's a freaking running back around the bases. He looked like Saquon Barkley taking off. But you can't DH him because you have Stanton there. And Stanton is now about to be 36, is already 36, his 36-year-old season. Oh, and now you get the savings on his contract. He doesn't cost as much. Coming off the first postseason of his life that he doesn't hit a home run. Great. Hopefully he's healthy. He doesn't have the tennis elbow. But Dominguez came up a center fielder, and they never played him in center field after he came back from the injury. I was on a podcast talking about how when the Martian came up in the season that Judge got hurt, and they hit that break glass in case of emergency, bring the Baby Bombers 2.0 up, and I was saying, don't call him the Baby Bombers 2.0. And Dominguez, first swing homer off of Verlander. I went to the stadium to see him. I was at a game. I can't remember, but I know he homered, and I watched him in center field, and I thought, he's comfortable. This guy's arrived. And I think he was 20. I'm like, he's wearing number 89. I'm like, he looks comfortable in center field. We might really have something with the Martian. And then they get this bright idea to do what the Yankees always do, play guys out of position. That Yankee arrogance. Let's put him in left field, and he's on skates. Let's put him in left field. Why? Because we have Trent Grisham, the throw-in in the Juan Soto trade, and Trent Grisham, who actually has some innings in left field in his major league career, he's just a center fielder. So much so that they wouldn't put him in left field when Alex Verdugo struggled. I mean, what's the deal? When we come back, I'll go into more on it. We got a break. But I got to talk about Spencer Jones, too, and center field. Grisham's going to play here this year, then he's done. Keith McPherson on the fan. I'm almost done. I'll be right back.
It's the Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle. Afternoons 2 to 7 on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
At what point did we stop being men? At what point did we wake up and say, I want my football games played in 72-degree, climate-controlled domes all over America?
Get the Carton Show on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and the free Odyssey app.
It's Chuck Devine with SnowCountry.com. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Another quick cold blast for Friday slowly loosens its grip this weekend and beyond, especially in the afternoon hours, so good days Saturday and Sunday to ski the best pack powder this season. Camelback on every trail in the Poconos, plus 42 snow tubing lanes and Mountain Creek going from 4 different peaks. Lots of terrain park features on their South Peak. Mount Peter celebrates their 90th anniversary on Saturday. They'll have a live DJ, street performers, a torchlight parade, and fireworks. Both Mount Peter and Thunder Ridge got 1.5 feet this week. Bel Air and Wyndham got more than 2 feet. Gore Mountain in the Adirondacks, lots of cruisers with natural glades and moguls. They ride the gondola in Soda's Whiteface with 25 miles of slopes. Stratton and Killington ride gondolas to virtually every powdery trail in Vermont.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Check the back seat. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good, because every year dozens of children are forgotten in the back seat. Cars get hot fast and can be deadly, so get it in your head. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Visit your local Kia dealers to discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. It's the perfect balance of quality, dependability, power, and style. Learn more at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
For 100 years, London Jewelers has been part of life's most meaningful moments. From engagements and anniversaries to milestones, big and small, they've helped mark the moments that matter most to their customers. Generations of families have trusted London Jewelers for exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and service that lasts a lifetime. As they celebrate a century of excellence, they thank you for being a part of their story, and they look forward to the moments still to come. They invite you to visit London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of brilliance.
Hey, Jeff, looks like your business is really booming, even in a tough time for businesses like ours.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, thanks to LendSeek, our business was able to take care of some outstanding bills and taxes and to purchase inventory and expand our product lines.
Wow. You know, my business needs working capital, but only from a reputable company that I can trust and count on. How does LendSeek work?
Fast and easy. Just apply at lendseek.com. Their AI lending platform gave my business access to over 100 funding programs with one simple application. And it costs nothing to apply.
At lendseek.com, you can receive business funding with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. Whatever your funding needs are, seek no more. Our AI lending marketplace has you covered. If you've been in business at least 1 year with annual revenue of at least $250,000, you could get the funding your business needs in as little as 24 hours. There's no obligation, so apply today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder, now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Introducing new Quick and Eat, chicken in lightly breaded and grilled chunks. Delicious and so easy to prepare. Quick and Eat, now in the frozen food aisle at your neighborhood ShopRite store.
Nissan trucks and SUVs are built for next-level adventure. Too much gear? Dirt? Rock? Sand? Get in a Nissan truck or SUV and feel unstoppable. Whether you want to take your next level of adventure in the Frontier Dark Armor, the Pathfinder, the Armada, or the Rogue, you'll be ready for what comes your way. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to INMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 2/2/26.
Talk sports with Evan and Tiki. Middays 10 to 2. WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station.
Filthy rich, but yeah, anyway, Keith McPherson on the Fan. I got less than 10 minutes to take these last 4 calls. Before the break, I was saying I wanted to speak on Spencer Jones. I'd rather trade Spencer Jones than Jason Dominguez. I know Dominguez isn't a true switch hitter, but maybe he could get better at the right side of the plate. Spencer Jones is a left-handed hitter. You have nothing but lefties. I mentioned Trent Grisham playing this 1 year where I expect him to not have as good of a year as he had last year, and then he's done. So who's your center fielder? Cody Bellinger? And then what are you like? I mean, can they, in spring training this year, put Dominguez in center field? Or I guess they're going to just keep running him out there in left field and hope that he gets better, and then maybe next year it's Belly in center field, Dominguez in left. If not, if they trade Dominguez, then it's Spencer Jones in center, Dominguez in left, and then you don't have to worry about anybody fielding their position. Spencer Jones can field his position, but Spencer Jones will be 26 next year. I believe he's going into his 25-year-old season, and I think his value has never been higher. The home run barrage that he went on with the Scranton Rail Riders, like I just don't think that he's not going to be able to duplicate that. He's another year older. This is the time to move him, dangle him out there, see what you can get for him. Dominguez as well, but if it's me, I'd rather keep Dominguez. He's got a good eye at the plate. I think he can work his walks. I think he can be your future DH as well. I don't know. I like Dominguez. He's younger. I think he's got more potential than Spencer Jones. When I see Spencer Jones, his batting stance, if you see me on Twitter, he's like, or not Twitter, we'll be streaming on YouTube. His bags, he's so big. He's like leaning over. He looks uncomfortable. Let's go to Calvin in Washington Heights. Hello, Calvin.
Keith, man, long time. How you doing, man? Welcome back.
I'm good, man. Thanks for calling.
I have a quick question. I agree with what you're saying with Dominguez. I think the Yankees specifically, just to answer that thought of yours, I think he played winter ball. He was playing left field. They didn't let him play center during winter ball this season. But to answer, one of my thoughts was Luis Arias. I know he's not as popular with the game, how the game is being played now with launch angles and et cetera. But I think he fits great for both teams. Believe it or not, I think he fits great for the Yankees in first base. I know he's not a great defensive player, but he'll be a perfect leadoff guy to have in front of Judge. And I think for the Mets, even better, he can be a designated hitter because the team is now with more contact. They have a less strike swing and miss, and guys that are contacting a lot more. So I honestly feel like this will be a perfect signing that's not going to be as expensive, whoever this tries to get him, the Mets or the Yankees. And another thing, the Mets got Red Baby, Mauricio, and Vientos. Those three players are kind of everyday players at this point in their career. They need time, and they need to be traded. So, for example, a player like Stephen Kwan with the Cleveland Guardians, he's a left fielder that they don't pay their players in free agency. Jose Ramirez loves the town, and he's Jose Ramirez. And he wants to retire as a Cleveland Guardian. That's fine. But they're not going to pay Steven Kwan. He will actually fit perfect for the Mets because their team is being developed on contact. I honestly think that the way they build their team this year is much better than last year. And anyone that bats behind Juan Soto, believe it or not, Keith, if you think about it, they have the
Oh,
most
yeah,
RBI.
I believe it. I seen it. We saw it with Pete Alonso. We saw it with Judge.
They see the most RBI. So this guy Pachet's going to have a great
year and opt out
this year.
Yep.
And opt out, correct? Yes. So I just feel like Luis Arias would be a perfect fit, believe it or not, for both teams. Just for the Yankees, he will have to play first because Giancarlo is DH. But for the Mets, he can be the leadoff, and you don't have to put Lindor as your leadoff. I think you could get Lindor more value if you put him as a 2-hole and then Juan Soto in the 3 and Bichette in the 4, or vice versa. You could put Soto 2, Bichette 3, and you can just whatever. You don't have to put Lindor, be married to Lindor in the leadoff spot. That's my point of view. If you're going to Florida in March, I'll see you down there. All right.
Thanks for the call, Calvin. I'm just running out of time. The Yankees won't do it because they're going to put Ben Rice at first base. The Yankees won't do it. There's no position for him to play. I won't say that the Mets won't do it. The Mets are forever searching for their actual DH. And also, who's their first baseman? So, I mean, I won't say the Mets won't do it. They could. In Manalapan, David, you're next. You got it. Go for it.
Hey, Keith, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for calling in.
So, Brian Cashman says that the Yankees have a championship team. I must be watching something else completely, because if you look at the infield, McMahon, excuse me, yeah, he's going to hit 20 home runs, 25 home runs, and knock in 70, but he's a 220 hitter. Volpe, you don't know what you've got with Volpe.
Caballero.
Sort of
we don't know when
me
Volpe's coming back. Caballero is who we got. Jose Caballero is going to play probably till May.
That is true. Jazz Chisholm sort of reminds me of a Sterling Castro type player. He's got a lot of ability, but sometimes his mind just seems to wander. And then you got Ben Rice at first, who nobody knows. Can he play first?
No, we don't know. We don't know. That's not championship caliber to me. A lot of question marks.
Right. And you've got, what's his name, Catching, who hit 215 last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their pitching staff, they're starting.
And who's his backup now? Because Ben Rice can't back him up. And is it J.C. Escara? Like, we're really going to do J.C. Escara? We're going to have another year with two left-handed catchers? No. Cashman lives in the world of what if. He looks at everybody else and says, oh, well, we had the tiebreaker with the Blue Jays. They got to the World Series. That could have been us. What if we had one more game? What if we didn't take Garrett Cole out in Game 1 of the World Series? What if we didn't fumble the ball around in the 5th inning of Game 5 of the World Series? Maybe we'd be the champions. Thanks for the call, David. Richie in Fort Myers, Florida, as I'm trying to get the rest of my calls in before they play that back music on me.
Hey, Keith, appreciate you, bro. Miss you on the fan. I'm going to keep it quick and simple. Dominguez is our leadoff batter. He's our future. He's our leadoff hitter. And Soto, Mrs. Judge. Love you, miss you, and I'm going to end it at that, man.
Richie Rich down there in Fort Myers, Florida. Appreciate the love. I just see that too. I don't see Spencer Jones as the leadoff hitter. That's why I said, like, Dominguez got a good eye. He can work his walks. And then when he gets on base, he can steal. He's a threat to run. Like, I just think, like, you guys are, like, not you guys, but there are a lot of you guys that are ready to quit on Dominguez. And it's like, what are you trying to get for him right now? Like, Dominguez could go be an all-star somewhere else. Watch. I just know somebody else is going to say, yeah, you want to play center field? Go for it. And he turns into somebody's all-star center fielder. Has a good average, hits for power, has speed. Like, then he actually starts to materialize in a place where it's not so much pressure. I don't know. I wouldn't get rid of that kid so quick. Think about all the trades they could have made in the past where they didn't get rid of him or Volpe when everybody's asking for him or Volpe. Like, there's a future of this team with Dominguez on it, with Ben Rice on it, Cam Schlittler on it, George Lombard on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Judge, Cole, Stanton, those guys are about to age out, and they've got like 2 to 3 years left before it's like, yo, they're old, man. They're up there, man. They're pushing 40. It's a wrap. Last call of the night goes to Jarvis in Harlem. Jarvis, you're on the fan.
What's up, Keith? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm about to run and catch this train, bro. I'm about to dip with the Timbs through the snow. I'm not trying to take a cold stroll.
Cold out there,
I'm not
man.
walking in the cold. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Hope you go home safe. Yeah. So talk about the New York Jets and Aaron Glenn. Yeah, we all know that he's gonna, we know he's gonna come back, but he's gonna be on the hot seat because guys, I don't know what you expect from the Jet fans that have faith in Aaron Glenn. Think he could develop a quarterback and all this thing that
can't even pick him. Can't pick him right. I don't have faith they're gonna pick the right guy in the draft or free agency.
Yeah, and then Craig, I listened to Craig Carter. He said he said he wanted the Jets to go over 17. So the reason why he wanted to believe that is because you want Aaron Glenn fired. And then I didn't think that think that Mike Tomlin or think he's going to be the coach of the Jets next year, which I don't buy it. I just don't believe it. What coaches want to take this job next year if Aaron Glenn's going to get fired next year?
It is not an appealing spot at all.
It makes
Mike
it sound
Tomlin,
like the Jets
Mike Tomlin after a year, can they convince him? Gruden, if they're, I don't know.
Yeah. Then the Jets make it sound like the Jets are not that far away. They think they're gonna be.
No, they're very far away.
They're far away. So the drought's going to continue. The missing the players, the drought's going to continue. So that's all I gotta say. Have a good night.
Thanks for the call, Jarvis. And that's all we've got, folks. The Knicks are up by 15, 75-60 with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. I got to end the live. And I'll be back whenever I'm back. Everybody stay warm. Stay safe out there. And I thought tomorrow was February 1st. Today's the 30th. Tomorrow is January 1st. I was like, Black History Month approaching in a couple hours. No. We've got some time, 27 hours. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the internet, and I'll see you guys wherever I see you. And keep it locked right here on The Fan for Brooklyn Nets basketball. All right, that's all I've got, everybody. Good night.
Sports Radio 101.9 FM. WFAN, New York.
It's the Nets playing the Jazz. 9:30 tonight. The home of Brooklyn Nets basketball is The Fan.